What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Overwatch Tranquility Community preseason tournament presented by Ascension. Today, we're jumping into some Discord tier action with a match between Sugar Rush and Otaku. I'm joined today by Vela. How are you doing today, man?
Absolutely fantastic. Can't wait for this match.
Yeah, no, definitely going to be a good one here today. Two teams between Sugar Rush and Otaku have a little bit of a history with each other. Played two games against each other in the past. Right now, Otaku is leading the all-time series 2-0, especially with a win in the preseason tournament last season. It's important today to really get some momentum rolling into the season. What are you looking to see out of the match today?
Well, I'm looking to see Sugar Rush get that goose egg off the board going against Otaku. They're going against the defending champions from season 2. It is an entirely new team, pretty much. So I really want to see how they're going to perform against this new Otaku roster.
Yeah, no, definitely. New look Sugar Rush roster here too. There's 4 of the 10 players last year returning here. With I Will Deliver and Light Rose joining the squad. With Kara, Sid, Lays, and Guac on the roster currently, it's definitely something that it's a solid core that's going to keep going on.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you have to look out for is that Light Rose is going to be new to this team on the main tank position. The main tank, pretty much the control tower of the entire team. Such a vital position, to me, the most important position. So I want to see how they're going to be able to do with a new face in that role.
Yeah, no, for sure. And being a player on Sugar Rush in season 2, main tank was definitely a hotly contested position. With myself starting off on it and kind of rage quitting that. But regardless, it's something that the team has definitely been working around. I know they've been scrimming really hard and trying to get that synergy up. And we also see Sidereal, who was also one of the main tank players for Sugar Rush last season, on the support line. It's definitely hard to switch positions like that. But what do you think the key is to success for everyone for that happening is?
Well, again, I think it's going to come down to the main tanks, firstly, but it's also going to be how well they integrate these new players into their roster. Sugar Rush with Kara, as well as Otaku with Yojak, they have strong leadership coming from these two players, and I really want to see how well these new faces are going to rally around them.
Yeah, for sure. And Yojak really led a strong team last season with Otaku. Taking home the season 2 championship. Um, you know, yes, it's a new look roster, but there is some solid leadership there, some solid, core ideals. They're definitely one of the teams in the community that really work hard together and enjoy, hanging out with each other outside of Overwatch. So I think it's really important to see, how the synergy from Otaku is going to look, especially with this essentially new look roster.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more with you. You're not going to win a entire championship just based on luck. It's not going to happen by accident. So,
Yeah.
very strong team. Look forward to see how they're going to do today against Sugar Rush.
Yeah, no, and definitely looking at the Otaku lineup a little bit more here. Yojak obviously was one of the best main tanks in the community last season. His monkey play is just ridiculous. It's held at one of the top tiers in the community. But also with players coming in that were from the community last year with Panda and Dally, there's a lot of really solid core there. But again, I think it just really comes down to how the synergy is going to work out between these two teams.
Absolutely, and especially with Otaku hybrid, their returning flex support will not be playing today, so Rain will be filling that slot, and I want to see how well he steps up to the plate.
Yeah, of course, and Hybrid is one of the well-known members of the community, and he's definitely a big loss on the support line there.
For sure.
And definitely looking into these rosters a little bit more. Otaku's actually coming into the season as the lowest SR team in the Discord tier, coming in with their SR at 2908. Do you think that's really going to have an impact on anything going forward in this match?
Well, it's hard to say. Again, these are entirely fresh faces for the most part. I think the SR difference is pretty minimal. About 100 SR. In my mind, that's not a massive difference, and especially when you have this kind of organized play. It'd be different if this was like a ladder game where 100 SR can really mean a lot. But when you have the coaching and the game planning and the preparation that goes into this, I think so much of that really kind of encapsulates the SR difference when it comes to this mentality.
Oh, of course. So we're actually going to get going on the first map here, which is of course Control and Ilios. This map definitely has a variety of comps that are available. Do you think there's really anything that's going to kind of go, depending on what the map is here?
Well, I mean, Ilios is very dynamic. You can see so many different compositions here. You can run out with 3-3 if you want. If you want to run Chengdu style with, the Hammond and 3 DPS, you can allow for that. You can play Pharah, you can play Widowmaker, Tracer. It's just so open, and to me, it's just one of the best maps for that reason.
Of course. And, I think it's important here to see the DPS really shine between these two teams. Sugar Rush was really well known last year with their quad DPS comps.
Absolutely.
And that flexibility is still there, to a point. But with this new look roster and shrinking the roster down from 10 players to 6 is definitely pretty significant.
Oh, absolutely. You have no idea if they're going to try to continue that same game plan coming into this, or if they're going to try to switch up their style a little bit. And I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah, of course. And with the map kind of starting to prep up here, we can't really take too far a look into these comps. But Sugar Rush looking to have the Rhine Diva here, potentially a Goats coming out on Lighthouse here, and Otaku looking like a ball diva.
Well, they might just be having a little bit of a spawn room fun. Might see if they switch that around coming off the start. Right now, Otaku's look is very interesting. I would love if they came out on this, and it looks like they will do that. It's going to be the Sombra Pharah with the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, and of course, the Sombra Pharah here is a really tough comp to deal with, especially with the healing and Goats here. But, as we're pushing into the first fight here, Sugar Rush coming out through the hallway. They're looking really good together. That ball is definitely coming in and trying to boop some off. And there's Kara with the first pick onto the Lucio and key lines there. Going in through. This fight continues on into the Lighthouse. There's the Diva down, and it's looking like it's going to be a first cap here from Sugar Rush.
Yeah, it was a really good biotic grenade off the start from Sidereal. Actually, good cooldowns entirely. Hit the sleep dart and then the biotic grenade onto Keylon so they can get that elimination. And then they stormed onto the point and took immediate control. And they just weren't able to do anything about it, Team Otaku.
Yeah, and of course, anytime you're dealing with an Ana, your Diva really needs to be on point and making sure that, you're eating those sleep darts, eating those nades. And an interesting choice here to completely swap off the Diva, and it looks like to go to Sombra Goats with Otaku.
Absolutely. This is a team that clearly has a lot of trust in Rain to play this Zenyatta.
Oh, of course. Looks like the hack's coming in here. Didn't get anything, but there's a big pick from Lays on the Panda there. Fight keeps brewing on here. Looks like a big charge in from Light Rose. Completely misses. Yojak goes very low, but the healing's there to back him up. Fight keeps going. Oh, and big pick there onto the Reinhardt. This has to be a full reset from Otaku. Already looking at 45% capture percentage here. It's hard for Otaku here with essentially no ults to try and come back and really fight this out here.
And if you look at WoW, he's only at 53% charge on his EMP. Sugar Rush so far are doing such a fantastic job of just staying grouped up. They're not allowing him to have the opportunity of coming in on any of these flank angles and get charged. They're just playing together as such a tight unit so well right now, guys.
Yeah, and WoW's taking the high ground here and a big nade from Sidereal there. But also a very big pick on the Light Rose and a huge shatter from Yojak. Oh, what a shatter. Definitely looking like they're going to flip the point over here. Just a couple more percentage points here for Sugar Rush while they keep going off. That pick onto the Zen is huge, but at the end of the day, it's not going to mean much.
Absolutely. It was a good sound barrier to come in from Keylons, and they followed it up so well with Yojak. Once again, the leader of this team coming in with the Earth Shatter to help clinch this point. But Sugar Rush specs, they're able to get it to 87, pretty much one fight territory.
That's a huge percentage point there, and I Will Deliver stalled that out pretty well there, but I definitely have to question that a little bit. Staggered himself pretty hard here, but looks like the next fight here is really leading to the sides of Sugar Rush. Rallies popped on both sides. Huge grab from Otaku, but also the bomb doesn't look to make it there, and a huge pick on the Guac, and then another shatter from Yojak. Just continues to absolutely win this tank duel in the last couple fights here.
It looked so promising for Sugar Rush off the start. They got the grab, but the self-destruct was just thrown in too far by Caribou. And as a result, they just weren't able to get the picks that they needed. And Otaku was able to capitalize and get the picks and win the fight.
Exactly, and they have a big fight winning ult here in EMP, and if you can get 3-4 people on this EMP, get the main tank's shield down, could completely cause another fight loss for Sugar Rush. They're going into a fight here.
There it is.
A big EMP, a 5-man EMP. There goes the main tank, Light Rose, and Sugar Rush is gonna have to retreat.
They don't get a lot of kills on it, but it does the job well enough. They're able to get the pick, they force them back, and they only have to use one ultimate there, which is so crucial for them because they don't really have anything right now. They're going to have the Graviton Surge coming into the next team fight, and this is big for Sugar Rush because they only have one support almost going into this.
Exactly, and Dali's absolutely charging this grab so quickly, and a big pick onto the Brig, and then another one onto Light Rose there, and a huge shatter from Yojak. Although the sound barrier is invested, looks like Sugar Rush is going to completely back off here.
And that is a disaster for Sugar Rush because they're going to have the EMP as well coming into this. They have no support ultimate. And I don't even know if they're going to get another full contest here, Specs.
I don't know if they're going to be able to touch it at all. That Diva pick there was definitely questionable there coming from Kara. But, you know, it's important here to see, you know, if they can even touch. I don't think they're going to be able to. Big shatter from Light Rose,
but they can't get to the points.
Just doesn't matter. You know, huge comeback from Otaku there. Looked real shaky at the start, but that team synergy at the end of the day is gonna, you know, really what wins them fights in the end.
Absolutely, they came off like you said, looking shaky. They looked dead in the water the first couple of fights, but once they got the momentum going, they were completely able to snowball it.
Yeah, you know, and very important there to, you know, to get the momentum rolling for Otaku, especially coming into this match, not really featuring themselves in the community to this point. But, you know, looking like we're going to have some bunker come out from both sides here.
Nothing surprising here. The Orisa Hog, you know, definitely the meta strategy here on Ilio as well. Or, you know, Murder Hole, as it's a colloquially known throughout the community.
Of course, and, you know, typically you see the Hog Orisa here, sorry. But, you know, a Hog Orisa and then Diva coming out from the side of Sugar Rush. I don't know if there's going to be enough damage there.
I don't know, let's see if their target priority is good enough to make it work. You know, we do sometimes see some low damage compositions that are very high in mobility, and they're so good at being able to just jump on targets and completely destroy them. And we just can just only wait and see if they're going to be able to execute that.
Exactly, and, you know, Dali's in the sky right now, absolutely raining everything from above. A big hook on there, but, you know, oh wow, Light Rose, you know, dies from Dali there, and Dali already has his barrage, but a huge boot from I Will Deliver. Huge play, and it looks like Sugar Rush is going to cap this point.
Kara was really talking up I Will Deliver coming into this game, saying that he was a Lucio god, and there we see a big clinching play from him.
Yeah, no, he
didn't get that point.
I Will Deliver is new to the community, but he's been playing with Ascension over the past, you know, few weeks, and eventually took home the Get Good tournament with Ascension there in the Masters division, and, you know, very solid player. That's definitely going to be a key to their success today.
Absolutely, and now we're going to see Otaku recontesting. The shield goes down. Sugar Rush's shield priority, her ability to burn it down, has been so excellent here.
And, you know, that's where something I'll give Sugar Rush absolute credit for. I didn't think there was going to be enough shield break there, but their target priority looks fantastic, and it looks like they're going to be able to really hold us out.
Very questionable Deadeye coming in from Wa. You know, they were completely behind the shield. Not really sure what he was going to get out of that.
Yeah, no, don't know much either, but, you know, the way it's looking right now, this fight is still can go either way. A couple picks on both sides, but a huge...
But I Will Deliver again!
Wow, that is 4 boops on this map right now, and just, you know, absolutely winning this map for sure.
Absolutely. He has been coming in so clutch today. Somebody on the side of Otaku has got to spot him out and call it out so that way people can be cognizant of the angle he's coming in and fight against it.
And what's interesting there is he's come from the same angle both times on top of the lighthouse. So, you know, really need to be looking out for that and almost have, you know, an individual player trying to make the pick on it.
Absolutely, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you know how it goes. But now we're going to see Otaku come in from this other angle. I think this is very intelligent. They haven't been able to have an answer for I Will Deliver so far. They're just going to keep coming on a different side.
What a big hook there on the Guac. And I Will Deliver definitely looking for those boops. Again, gets the pick on the Yo Jack. Guac gets key limes, and it looks like this fight is absolutely over.
Absolutely. This is most likely going to be Sugar Rush taking the second map, but it is not over yet.
Big pick there on the Wen. You know, with the supercharger up, it's pretty much impossible for Otaku here to get anything really out. So I say that, and they get a big pick on the Lays and get down the supercharger, and it looks like they may flip the point. Maybe not. Yeah, no, it definitely is a dogfight right now. That could be a big pick on there. Panda's down again from I Will Deliver. What a fantastic move. You know, Sugar Rush, their bunker looks fantastic and is hard to beat right now.
Absolutely. Dali now has the barrage up. He has to make a play with this. But he will not do it, Lays!
Lays and Guac absolutely turning the table of the fight there. Lays again with absolute big plays there. It looks like Sugar Rush is going to take this map.
they will equalize it and send it into round 3. And for me, Deli on the Pharah and Rain on the Mercy was really what made the difference there for Otaku. If you're going to invest in the pharmacy, you have to get so much more value out of that. There was only one barrage the entire time, and they just were not getting any picks from that pharmacy. Lay's doing such a good job staying with the Orisa, staying protected, and shutting them down.
And, really showing that flexibility from Sugar Rush. Lay's also last season was pretty much a support player, really showing what they can do as a team and, what they can really flex over to. And what I'm interested to see here is Guac on the Widow. Absolutely terrorizes Pugs and, really can hit a shot or two. So interested to see on the side of Sugar Rush how this dive composition works, but also to see how Goats is going to try and counter this.
Yeah, I mean, they are running the Sombra Ghost as well, which is normally a very good answer to the kind of dive comp that Sugar Rush are running. So I think, like you said, this is really going to be on Guac. He's going to have to come in big with the Widowmaker if they want to win this 3rd round, unless they're going to make a composition swap.
Yeah, and it looks like she's actually going back to spawn to swap. Hack comes there on the Light Rose, and, the Doomfist is now coming out. So interesting play, an interesting comp here from Sugar Rush, but at the end of the day, I think there's a big pick on the D.Va, and it looks like Otaku's just going to take this first point.
Absolutely a great exit kill. It should be enough. It looks like Sugar Rush maybe want to come back in. I'm not sure about this specs.
I don't know what they're really trying to do there. Yes, they get the Sombra pick, but right after they get the Monkey, and, with Light Rose being down, they completely need to reset here.
Absolutely, an error in judgment coming out from Sugar Rush here on Ruins.
And, Otaku is definitely one of the more aggressive teams in the community. Although they do hit a big nade to Yojak now, they're looking to take the fight right up to, as close as they can get, honestly.
Big sweep, but he gets woken up immediately. Shatter will get blocked.
Yeah, another hack coming in onto the Reinhardt here. It just looks like, there's Guac taking out Panda there, and the fight's moving to the point, but big investment here from Sugar Rush. I don't know if that sound barrier was needed, but, at the end of the day, it takes the point.
Absolutely, Guac. She came in so flustered, got the first 2 picks, and enabled them to go and get that point. They were trying to disengage Team Otaku, but it was just too late. They were swarming all over them, and they had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I think it's important here to really note that the EMP grab is going to be coming out from the side of Otaku. If they could land, a 3-4 person EMP, the fight's over, and, that progress bar won't stop.
Sugar Rush also have the EMP, and there it is!
Oh, a 5-man EMP from the side of Sugar Rush, and, taking down main tank and Yojak and Panda. This fight is turning real quickly.
And iWoDeliver coming up big once again, getting 2 there. Just a very clean, executed fight coming in from Sugar Rush.
Yeah, really impressed with the play from iWoDeliver. He's really getting aggressive at the times he needs to, but also providing that healing from the main support that you kind of need in this comp. But Sidereal, especially building up that nano, what seems every 3/4 of a fight, that at the end of the day is just going to change everything.
Absolutely, and both the portals coming in here from Team Otaku, they should be able to get this point back. They already get the first kill in the Light Rose. Let's see if they can follow it up.
Yeah, no, a lot of investment there. We're able to get 4 people off the EMP, but it just, at the end of the day, didn't really mean anything at the time. But Sugar Rush is going to be able to stall this point out, and looks like they're going to be about 30 capture percentage ahead here. What do you think the key is for the rest of this map to really have Sugar Rush capture it back and, win at the end?
Well, iWoDeliver's got to get his sound barrier back up, and then they really need to capitalize on the fact that Otaku used both their EMP and their Graviton Surge. Both of their really big setup ultimates to be able to win fights. They used both of them right there. So they should come in really aggressive here and not let them get those ultimates rebuilt back up in order to take this point.
Yeah, of course, and we've seen on this map alone how great Yojak shatters really are. He can get a 2-3 person shatter here. The focus fire is there. They're going to be able to completely roll the fight, and I say that, and Light Rose gets a huge shatter. Oh, Sugar Rush look to be having this fight here, having 2 people ahead, especially with that big damage dealer in Zarya. But the fight continues on, and Sugar Rush seem to be, focus firing pretty well here. But having that Lucio on the point is really keeping Otaku. Say that, and they take him down, and it looks like Sugar Rush flips the point.
Absolutely, kind of a bit of a caster curse there. We were talking about Yojak and how great he is with his shatters. He goes to the right behind the barricade, and he completely just lets Light Rose tee off on his team.
Yeah, of course, and a big hack coming there on the Light Rose, but at the end of the day, we're looking at almost last fight territory here. Sugar Rush really needs to hold on to as many ults as possible here as Otaku pop the rally. Big EMP onto the side of from the side of Sugar Rush, and the fight is off the point here. Big pick on the lays from Yojak there, and Light Rose goes down too. It looks like Otaku's going to take this point.
Absolutely, a little bit of over-aggression from Sugar Rush. The Transcendence from Rain was so good. Came in, not getting hit by that EMP. Being able to jump inside the Graviton Surge and keep his team alive absolutely enabled him to go back and get that point.
And speaking of questionable there, Yojak brings a Shatter at the end of the fight. I don't know why. Shatter right here could have completely just stopped Sugar Rush from getting to the point, but I Will Deliver is looking to go around the outside and touch.
He'll get there.
Now he's there on the point, and it looks like Sugar Rush is going to be able to take this fight to the last point. Light Rose, big nade there from Sidereal, and a big pin from Yojak on the Light Rose, and it looks like Otaku's in control here.
Absolutely, it was a little bit questionable at first. They were up a little bit too far. Like you said earlier, Yojak, he had used that Earth Shatter earlier, and then I Will Deliver. They're able to get back onto the point, and I thought for a moment they were going to let Sugar Rush back into it, but they keep their foot down. The victory sound barrier coming in, and it will be Team Otaku taking the first map.
Yeah, action-packed first map there. Very fitting that it went to the very last point there. But Otaku's coming out looking really strong here.
Absolutely, still showing that just because they have an entirely new roster, well, almost entirely. They're still the same Otaku. They're still here to make plays, and they want to win a back-to-back championship.
And as much as we've seen the preseason tournament, be it a great first event for the community in this season. We saw last year the tournament winner ended up to winning the championship. So Otaku's looking to win it, everything they can again here.
Absolutely. Sugar Rush No Slouches themselves, quarterfinal team last time. They really made a lot of improvements and steps in the right direction. And I think they're going to come out really strong coming into this Assault map.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the map pick here really matters from the side of Sugar Rush. 2CP obviously a little bit memed on in the community and Overwatch in general. It's looking like we're going to be going to Hanamura here. An interesting map choice from the side of Sugar Rush. That was one of the maps, last season. We felt really confident on as a team, and I'm assuming those those strategies are going to be held to the same point here today.
Absolutely, they're going to a place where they have a lot of familiarity. You want to stick to the basics. You want to stick to what you know and stay inside your comfort zone. I think it's a great pick coming out here from Sugar Rush.
Yeah, it like you were saying, keeping what you're comfortable with and making sure that your comp is there, your team synergy is there is huge. And especially with the side of Sugar, it's loving those DPS comps. You're able to play a lot of different DPS heroes on Hanamura.
Definitely, you could see some double sniper. We could see Tracer Sombra. We could see Pharah, very popular right now. So as you said, the multi DPS, they have so many options coming into here. And I want to see if Otaku are going to kind of stick to more of a 3-3, similar to how they did on the first map, or if they're going to try to mash them on those DPS heroes.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what the mindset is here. Otaku, showed, especially with last season, that they can play a lot of comps very comfortably, whether it was goats, bunker, or dive. Especially with Yojak being on his favorite hero as Winston. So really expecting to see a dive attack here from both sides. But as we get into this map, do you think there's any real key factor watching the last one?
I think, like you said, Yojak being more comfortable on Winston is going to play a big part. This map really does enable you as a Winston player. So I think if he sticks to that hero and is able to go in, we might see, some shades of Gushui a little bit. And I think that's definitely going to be the big thing coming in for Otaku.
Oh, of course. And, coming in this map, definitely noticed that I Will Deliver was, a huge star there from the side of Sugar Rushes. Do you think there's anything else the team needs to do around him, or that he needs to do, better himself?
If I were on that team right now, I would tell him to just keep doing what he's doing. He came in so clutch. He was making all the plays, really making his presence known here in his debut game.
Yeah, definitely was getting very aggressive there on the Lucio, and while that's a great quality, and some team comps definitely lacks healing in other aspects of it. And while he was hyper aggressive, and it really paid off at a couple times, he got picked off very early or very late in fights that caused a stagger.
Yeah, it's a problem you see with a lot of very aggressive aggro Lucio players. It's very high risk, high reward, feast or famine. It's just fortunate for them that it was more feast than that Ilios.
Oh, of course. And coming into the defense here, it looks like Sugar Rush is coming out with a bunker comp with Orisa Diva and then the Widowmaker and Pharah. What do you think of that team comp right there?
Very interesting. Normally you do see the Roadhog. It's also not uncommon to see Bastion in this setup here on 2CP up on the high ground where they more than likely will go. It's where they're headed right now. So this kind of similar to what you were saying on Ilios is a little more low damage. They're really going to be relying on Guac. She's going to have to be making some big plays on this Widowmaker as well as Lays. So really putting a lot of pressure onto these DPS heroes.
Yeah, no, especially with this first point in Hanamura, there's a lot of off angles that a Widowmaker can take. That, you know, you get 1 or 2 clicks on a head and, you know, it completely turns a fight.
Absolutely, and you're so difficult to pin down because there's so many areas you can go up on the high ground that are so difficult for the attacking team to be able to get to.
And just as we say that, Guak gets a huge pick onto the Zen on the side of Otaku, but Otaku taking the fight to the point and already gets the first tick down.
Absolutely, they're rotating so well here, but Guak gets a second headshot, but Yojack will get the kill. Not sure if we can be able to bring this one back around, Specs.
Yeah, you know, not every day you see a Reinhardt take down a Pharah, but, you know, Sugar Rush, after giving up that first percentage point, you know, really gets it back together and looks like they're able to hold here.
Yeah, Wild did a very good job getting up some EMP charge there, already up to about 90%. So only about 45 seconds, and, you know, they're already very close to it. So good job by him. It looked very promising off the start. They did what you should do. They went right underneath, didn't give them a chance to lay into their shield, rotated up the staircase to the left-hand side. They just weren't able to make it stick. Yeah,
and it looks like Sugar Rush takes a different defensive standpoint here, and, you know, on the point itself, especially with the D.Va being out of mech, that's crucial here. Again, this comp lacks a little bit of, you know, overall damage to a Rhine shield, but, you know, looks like they're just going to continue to fight on the point as long as they can here. Otaku moves in onto the point, grouped up as a unit. It looks like they're able to get in, but Lays comes in with a huge pick onto Yojack, and Sidereal takes down the Lucio from the side of Otaku. Looks like this fight is already over.
Absolutely. Smoke and mirrors coming out from Team Sugar Rush. They get so distracted with the Orisa on point, and Lays just lassos around the front side and just hits them with the barrage, completely separates them in two, and they just dissect the offense of Otaku coming in.
Yeah, and, you know, really coming out on the side of Otaku here. It looks like they're going to have the Grav EMP combo. And, you know, surprise Sugar Rush isn't spy checking as much as they could be here. But, you know, Y has really been a crucial part to this map, really taking over that first point and that first tick. But Otaku's moving in onto the point. Huge EMP, questionable without them being on the point there. Nano comes onto Light Rose, and it looks like the fight's going to keep dragging onto the point. And a big shatter onto the D.Va there. Get the D.Va demeched, and it looks like Sugar Rush is going to have to push back here.
Well, they're still in this. They get the Resurrect up onto the Orisa, but the kills are still coming in for Team Otaku, and they will absolutely take this first one.
And very questionable supercharge uses there from the side of Light Rose. You have to assume they're definitely going to be switching comps at this point. But Otaku coming in and, you know, really working as a unit together. You know, that EMP came off a little bit early, but, you know, they were able to follow up and, you know, really show what they can do as a team.
Agreed. It looked a little shaky, but it just goes to show how good their target priority is to be able to come in from a distance like that when the EMP is used a little bit early and still be able to swarm in and get all the kills they need.
Exactly, and, you know, just as we were saying, the comps are going to switch a little bit here. It looks like Sugar Rush is on a dive comp here. Otaku pushes right onto the point, and another big nade from the side of Sidereal. Looks like Light Rose is able to pick out the Zen there. Huge picks there from the side of Sugar Rush, and this fight's over.
Light Rose, pensive on the high ground, stalking, waiting for his prey to come up through that archway. They all doped at point, but they left Rain completely by themselves in the back, and Light Rose just jumped in and took the one-on-one and got an easy kill onto the Zenyatta.
Yeah, and, you know, as we were saying a little bit on Ilios, it looks like Sidereal's nades are really what are changing some fights here. Still interesting from the side of Otaku not running a D.Va to really eat those nades. You know, when you're getting 2-3 man nades every time, it's impossible for your healers to, you know, output that healing.
Well, they're really rallying around Wall right now. But both of these first two maps, the EMP has definitely been their big setup. It's what they're rallying around to win these fights. But if you look, they have no support ultimates right now. They're not even halfway to either one, and the kills are just coming in for Sugar Rush over and over from Lays.
Yeah, Lay is really showing that flexibility onto the far, and, you know, taking some. There's a third pick this team fight, and it looks like they're just not letting up. You know, the team comp here is, I wouldn't say unorthodox on the side of Sugar Rush, but, you know, really running it well, and I'm assuming they're going to be coming up on a barrage EMP here and, you know, looking to win this next fight pretty easily too.
Absolutely. I don't know what Otaku plan to accomplish with this composition because Sugar Rush are so dynamic, lots of moving parts here. What they've been doing is setting up with Lays on the right-hand side of the high ground and Light Rose on the other. So their pincer attacking from both sides, and there's nothing in this competition that they know what to do. But having said that, they sent in the Graviton.
Oh, huge grab EMP combo there, even though it's down to 5v5 here. It looks like, you know, with the side of Otaku being down your Zarya, it's very hard to really come over and take that fight. And we say that in a huge shatter from the side of Yojack. Huge pin on the Light Rose, able to get out of it. Looks like Sugar Rush is going to be able to hold for a little bit longer here. Huge kill on the Panda there from the side of Sugar Rush from the D.Va bomb. Looks like Sugar Rush are able to hold the point again.
Absolutely. It started off so strong for Otaku. They do exactly what you should do when you're faced with the aforementioned pincer attack. You choose one side and you collapse on it incredibly hard. They did just that and they were able to get a kill. But unfortunately, they traded. And as we all know on these 2 CP point B attacks, it does not benefit you to get these trades. You have to be winning convincingly. And now they're going to be changing up their team comp.
Yeah, I know, coming on completely full dive from the side of Otaku, probably the best way to play this, although they still really don't have a Pharah counter. I mean, if you're expecting your Tracer player to really counter the Pharah, it's going to be hard for anything to get done, really, especially with the amount of damage, the picks that Lays has been getting.
Absolutely, Lays can really just stay up in the air, where even if the Tracer has expert level tracking, it's just not going to be enough damage. So really but they do have the EMP coming into the spot.
We say that, and the dive and the full dive and target priority from the side of Otaku comes in really strong. They're taking the pick on the Lays. Looks like they get another pick on the Sidereal, and they're pushing onto the point. Huge investment with the sound barrier there. They're trying to get the last couple of picks on the side of Sugar Rush, and it looks like they're going to be able to start to get progress from that point. Although Lays, yeah, no, Lays comes out with a nice kill on the key limes, but Otaku's going to be able to take at least 50% of this point. There's 2 ticks. They're able to get the counter back on. I will deliver and Light Rose on the point. Big nade on the Dally. Fight keeps going on. A nice pick on the I will deliver, and Yojak goes down as well. Huge picks from the side of Sugar Rush. Looks like they take Light Rose down, but the fight continues on, and Otaku only has 35 seconds left to get this one more tick.
And they will not get it, Spec. Sidereal did such a great job that they came out of the spawn door, they kept themselves out of harm's way, and they just sat there raining in, free-firing the healing onto their teammates to be able to allow them to recontest that point and slowly storm it back.
Yeah, looking at the side of Otaku here, they have absolutely no ults minus the Primal Rage, and unless you're really getting 2-3 picks from that ult alone, it's going to be really hard for Otaku to get anything out of this fight. Dive in onto the back onto I will deliver, get a nade onto Yojak, props up Primal Rage. We also see a Nano Monkey from the side of Sugar Rush, although they were able to take down Sidereal, and Light Rose gets he gets the Genji and the Diva mech, but Otaku looks like they're getting the few picks they need here and potentially taking this full point.
Truthfully, it's really collapsing right now for Sugar Rush. The cards are completely in their favor. This comp that Otaku are running are revolving around being able to get that Nano Blade, and they weren't able to get it before overtime started. They still have not even used the Nano Blade, and they're going to win this fight anyway.
Yeah, the target priority and the target focus from the side of Otaku here has been fantastic. There comes out the Blade, able to take down Lays. There's a Diva Bomb on point to zone off. Guac trying to get a few picks there with the stun, not able to do it. Again, the focus fire from the side of Otaku is really what's winning them the fight here. It's almost like it looks like their main tank Yojak calls out one target and everyone focuses him.
Exactly how it should be. Your main tank calls out the target, everybody's head should just snap to that target, and that's exactly how it's been for Otaku. So clean, so efficient, a well-oiled machine coming into this point B in this last attack.
A big pick there on the Lays. There comes the full-on cap from Otaku. Although it's into overtime, very solid, attack there from the side of Otaku, but Sugar Rush have a real big opportunity to continue on here.
They do. They truthfully kind of squandered that point B defense. Like you said, they really didn't have anything. Otaku coming into that point B attack. Sugar Rush, they had some ultimates. They had the advantage. They had the positional advantage. They had the ultimate advantage. They just weren't able to make it work. The ultimate usages were not great. They were suboptimal, to say the least, and they weren't able to hold it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it just comes to target priority, and when you have 6 people shooting 6 different people, it's really hard to one, get a pick, and 2, create the space you need, especially from the side of the main tank with Light Rose. It's hard to really get anything done there.
Absolutely, and now I'm curious to see how they're going to bounce back and see if they can flip the momentum coming into their attacking round.
Yeah, very good defense after giving up that first point there, and it was looking like Sugar Rush was going to be able to hold. Definitely a little bit frustrating not to be able to do that there.
Yeah, it's always very heartbreaking when your defense just looks so good for so long, and then the final fight, you just give it up. It's truthfully such a soul-crushing experience, but, that's what champions are made of, the ability to have that kind of thing happen and bounce back and shrug it off.
Yeah, looking from the side of Otaku here on the defense, it looks like they're running a more traditional bunker with the Orisa Bastion and Mercy Bap there. From the side of Sugar Rush, it looks like we're also seeing a Goats comp. What do you think the key to success here is for Sugar Rush?
Well, ideally, you stay away from that left-hand side because you don't really have anything to worry about it. Ideally, when you're running goats into this kind of classic bunker setup, Sombra is your best friend, coming into EMP that and build up the ultimate. But since they don't have that, ideally wrapping around the right-hand side would be their best bet.
Yeah, of course. I think really taking the fight to Otaku with that Bastion, it's hard to do, especially with the shield break that's able to come in from that one hero and one hero alone. You know, the defense matrix from Kara is going to be huge, and it looks like the focus fire is completely onto the D.Va. A huge, massive pick, and it really leaves Sugar Rush in an uncomfortable spot here. They're down one of their, their big players in the Ghost comp, and it's going to be hard for her to get back.
Absolutely. Hopefully for them, the D.Va can just fly in the doorway over to the right-hand side. They're still going to come into this, so they still have a lot of faith in Charity to be able to get back. They get the big anti onto Wild, but they're not able to get the kill.
Yeah, and this Bastion just in the corner, it's hard for them to really do anything with the D.Va split off. The Matrix there isn't going to be, able to do anything to essentially, take that fight to them. And as we say, that Dally gets a huge pick on the Light Rose. Panda takes down I Will Deliver, and, Sugar Rush is on point, essentially with not much to do.
Absolutely. It's not even been a full minute, and Dally already has that tank configuration online. So next time they come in, the second a panic situation starts for them, they might even be able to just swing it right back around using that tank configuration.
Yeah, and that's one thing that they're going to be able to do. And, it's not necessarily the most impactful, but, if you're able to get the D.Va out of the mech or, essentially break down that Brig shield, a pick can really easily come in there. One big thing here to know is Otaku running without a mech here. Panda's still demeched, only about 75% of the way to the ult, and kind of sequestered out by himself there.
Yeah, very early bubble uses here coming out from Guac. They're going to go right up the right-hand side again. The Riptire coming in. Will he find anything?
Yeah, and with Sugar Rush being, sequestered in that one room, comes in, not able to get any picks, and allows Sugar Rush to really come in and potentially take this fight to the point.
This is the best opportunity they've had so far, Specs. They got to make something happen here.
Yeah, they have to, but again, that tank configuration looms in the distance here. That focus fire is really going to be important. A big pin onto Panda. Panda gets demeched. Again, the fight is continuing on the point, and Otaku really has to make a rotation before they can do anything here.
Here it comes.
That tank configuration comes out, picks off Lays. Wagon side will deliver, walks down as well, and that damage isn't really there for the side of Sugar Rush at this point. They're able to hold this point again.
Sugar Rush, they're going to have to play around the geometry a little more if they're going to run with this composition and not make any swaps. They've been staying toward the center of the point, just letting the Bastion tee off on them and free to fire for the high ground. You have to stay close to the walls and be able to force them to try to come to you. You want to de-seat them from that position.
Of course, and Sugar Rush have been running the Ana version of Ghost here. However, they switch over to the Zen here. Why do you think that would be here?
Probably for the extra support ultimate, they're not really getting any kind of value from the Ana. Otaku with this bunker, they're staying grouped up so well, you're not able to get any value out of your cooldowns. You can't land any big biotic grenades, even if you do, you can't capitalize on it. And the same thing with sleep darts. So switching to the Zenyatta for the Discord and for the Transcendent is a great call coming out from Sugar Rush.
Yeah, no, definitely. I just don't know if there's enough time to actually build up that ultimate with only 49 seconds left here on this first point. They're able to... Otaku's able to keep some presence on the point with Panda, and they're really pumping the heals into him. Sugar Rush just look to be taking this fight pretty slowly. Start to rotate onto the point. Looking like they're going after, and a big pick on there on the Lays. Riptire comes out to Sidereal, absolutely, completely decimates that. Huge pick there onto the D.Va mech. However, it looks like Otaku's going to hold this point again.
Yeah, very lackadaisical offense coming out from Sugar Rush, but yeah, it's not over yet.
All that's left here is the D.Va and the Lucio, and 8 seconds left. They're not really going to have another full contest here, and Otaku look very solid heading into this the end of this map.
Absolutely, they will complete the full hold. The way they executed the bunker was textbook, and Sugar Rush just had no answers for it. They went in looking like they have never seen a bunker comp in their life.
It's obviously there's a big shatter coming from the side of Light Rose there. However, Wag gets to pick on the I Will Deliver. The tire coming in and gets 2 more. Light Rose and lays down. Sugar Rush, only 1 more person on the point, and it looks like this fight's gonna be over.
And that is gonna be it for them. The full hold has been completed. A lot of momentum for Otaku going into the half.
Absolutely big plays that are coming out. Coming into this, this map 1-0 up, and going in 2-0, especially with it's not even a best of 4 series anymore. It's just a best of 1 map at this point. Sugar Rush needs to complete the reverse sweep.
Absolutely. If you're Otaku, you drill it in. You want to have that champion's mentality. It is always 0-0 when you come outside of the half. Going into that third map, which will be hybrid.
Yeah, that obviously the hybrid choice here from Sugar Rush is going to completely matter. But, what do you think the key to success for Sugar Rush here is for the rest of the night?
Well, you just got to shake it off. They've had a lot of problems with being able to just kind of diagnose the situations with the comps that they're going against and be able to make counter adjustments. They've been kind of stationary with wanting to just stay on the comps that they're running and not really make swaps to be able to play against what Otaku were giving them. And they're going to have to change that up when they go into the second half.
Yeah, and it looks like heading into the halftime here, Sugar Rush really need to get back on the, get the coaching they need from the side of Nerdables, who was, of course, one of the best coaches in the community. It looks like we're going to be heading into a halftime here. We'll be back shortly with the rest of this Otaku versus Sugar Rush match. Welcome back, everybody, to the Overwatch Tranquility Community Season 3 preseason tournament presented by Ascension. We're coming into this map 3 between Sugar Rush and Otaku, with Otaku up 2-0 currently. The winner here goes on to face Alt F4. Looks like we're heading into our third map here, which is Hollywood. What do you expect to come out of here, Via?
Well, I think it's a pretty good pick for Sugar Rush. Otaku, so far, they've mostly been really rallying around the Sombra play coming out from Wa, and he's been doing a fantastic job. And of course, Hollywood, it's a very open map. You have a lot of little nooks and crannies you can hide in on the low ground, on the high ground, and it makes it a lot harder to get really big EMPs and capitalize on them. So I'm really expecting to see a lot of really good anti-Sombra play coming out from them.
Yeah, especially with this map here on Hollywood, we've seen Lays on Aura taking some big off angles, and especially on Hanamura, the last map, able to get a couple huge picks and really change the fight over. Do you think we're going to see that from the side of Sugar Rush here again?
I would certainly hope so. I think he's really been a great pillar for this team so far. They're down 2-0, but I'd have to say it's probably one of the most competitive 2-0 games I've seen so far. So hopefully they, put him back on that Pharah and he's able to go back and continue making plays.
Yeah, of course. We saw for the first map on the side of Ilios. It went to the last fight, 99 versus 99 on the third map there. Really seen a back and forth dogfight on the first map. The second map leaned itself a little bit more to Otaku. But Hollywood here, it's anyone's game, and it's really important from both sides to remain level-headed and make sure they're not getting into their own head.
Absolutely, especially when you're down 2-0 at the half. I mean, the psychological disadvantage of that is just crazy. The amount of impact it has on your morale. And again, like I said, it's really what makes a great team is your ability to shrug that off and go into the next game and pretend it's a 0-0 game.
Yeah, and you know what? Really thinking about great teams in this community. First thing to come to mind is, the Iris podcast and the team on that. First episode is going to be this Monday night at 8:30. There's going to be a couple familiar faces on there, kind of going through both tiers and making sure, everyone in the community is, really understanding the difference between the Discord and Harmony tiers. Heading into this map here, this Discord tier map, looks like Sugar Rush is going to be holding with a bunker comp here.
Absolutely. They do have the double projectile with the Pharah and the Hanzo. It will be Guak who will take the reins on the Pharah. I think this is a pretty good comp. It's a very good shield busting comp. Hanzo with the Storm Arrow. Pharah with those high damage rockets. Very good against the shield that Otaku are coming out with.
Yeah, and the rotation here from Otaku is very solid. They're going back through the cafe here. Looks like they really forced Sugar Rush off the high ground. It looks like they're going to be rotating to the middle. Hack comes in here on the light rose. Otaku pushes the point. It looks like they're going to continue the fight on the point as long as possible. Huge pick there from Guak on the Rain on the Zen, and Otaku's trying to pull back a little bit, but Sugar Rush are getting aggressive here.
Absolutely. It was a good pick from Key Limes to be able to get them off the high ground, but it just didn't matter. They lost range so early. They lost the ability to discord their priority targets, and right now, it just looks like Sugar Rush cleaning up the kills.
Yeah, and Sugar Rush are really changing up their comp here. Haven't really seen a bunker from them this far, with Lays and Guak getting 2 important picks onto Yojak and the Key Limes. However, seeing the Hog come out from Noisy Caribou, it's definitely a bit of a change. She's known for her diva play, but Otaku makes a switch over to dive, it looks like here, complete dive with the Sombra and Tracer.
Yeah, I think it's a much better option because they already made the great rotation. They went around the far backside. They forced them off the high ground. They did everything well on paper, but they just weren't able to make it stick. And so now I think changing up to a different composition where Yojak is more comfortable on the Winston is going to really fall into their hands very well.
And we say that when the Winston jumps in there, huge kill there onto Lays. Light Rose takes down Yojak. Dally takes down Sid, and you know, fight looks to be going Otaku's way here.
Yeah, it was a great execution by them. They jumped in with both the tanks right onto the high ground. They had Rain in a safe spot far back to be able to heal them from a distance, ideally as on it should be. And they were able to just come in now while with 2 really big kills there.
Yeah, a couple nice holds there from the side of Sugar Rush. However, you know, Otaku's coming up on their ults here, where, you know, the last fight they completely rolled over Sugar Rush without any ults.
Yeah, you can't have that happen if you're Sugar Rush. You gotta be getting something out of them. But now they are here in the streets phase, and this can really go either way. You know, an attacking team can entirely put you back on your heels and push you all the way. Or sometimes we see the defending teams really anchoring in early and being able to hold, but that's not gonna help them.
Yeah, no, a big pick there on I Will Deliver. Dally, you know, able to get the pick off there. However, Guak's able to get Yojak, but with the spawn points here, it looks like, you know, Otaku's going to be able to regroup pretty quickly without that main heals from the side of Sugar Rush.
Yeah, you see Noisy. He's spot checking a little bit, but they're not really doing much. Waz just sitting, waiting for his team to come in so we can get that EMP.
You know, there it goes, and a big EMP. The pulse bomb able to come down on Guak. Dally takes a pick onto Light Rose, and it looks like Otaku are going to be able to advance that payload.
Dally absolutely popping off there on the Tracer. Comes in beautifully after the EMP. The target selection is perfect. Gets the pulse bomb and 2 more to follow up. Wonderful plays by the DPS coming out from Otaku.
You know, and an interesting comp switch over here for the side of Sugar Rush. It looks like they're going to be running a GOATS composition. With this Winston, you know, from the side of Otaku, they're going to be able to get that damage down pretty quickly, build up that Primal Rage, and, you know, potentially get a hero picked out from the side of that full GOATS comp there.
Absolutely. Classic 3-3 coming out from Sugar Rush. The self-destruct will come in. Finds 2 from Panda.
Big pick onto Panda, and, you know, one of the late additions onto the side of Otaku from last season. Really made a big impact on the playoffs, and we see it there, getting 2 big picks on the I Will Deliver and Sidereal. Then there's the pick down on the Lays. Guak goes down as well, and Otaku continue to, you know, advance this payload through the street phase.
And it is all Otaku so far in this match, really putting them on the back foot.
Yeah, Otaku they're getting very aggressive here, starting to push the spawn on Sugar Rush. They're going to be able to get this second point pretty easily. Yojak pops his Primal Rage. You know, no one really super low from the side of Sugar Rush, but, you know, completely giving up that second point.
Yeah, good play by Yojak there. He's able to get back safely, too. That's incredible. He uses the Primal Rage to be able to push them all back so they can get the checkpoint for free, which is a great move by him because Primal Rage, not an incredibly valuable ultimate yet, say an EMP or a Transcendence. So great usage there, great value.
Yeah, no, a big grab there from the side of Sugar Rush with Guak. Big beat coming from the side of Otaku. However, they keep going forward. Otaku really focused firing well, gets down Light Rose, gets down Lays, gets down Sidereal. They continue to push this point here.
And they save the EMP. That is the crucial thing. They go in, they do use both of their support ultimates, but they still have the EMP, and they can combo it with the self-destruct if possible. And they also have the Tracer. Very sneaky, very quick and dynamic. The Tracer can just jump in and isolate targets after the EMP comes in.
Yeah, big Sagger there on the Noisy Caribou. Their Diva's going to be a little bit late to the fight here. Looks like it's, you know, one more fight here from the side of Otaku, and they're going to be able to completely push this point. The rally gets popped by Lays. Big Diva Bomb coming in from Panda and gets Sidereal, investing everything here from the side of Sugar Rush. Looks like they're trying to push in, keeps going. Yojak again with that focus fire. It looks like Otaku's going to win this fight.
They need a shatter, and they get it!
Oh, only gets Panda. Big bomb from Noisy Caribou, able to take down the DPS. However, it looks like Otaku's going to back out. Finally, a nice hold there from the side of Sugar Rush.
The tank play really coming in solid from Sugar Rush there, saving that third point. It looked like it was all going Otaku's way, and they finally have a pulse, the Sugar Rush team.
Yeah, you know, it definitely a bit of a frustrating time there throughout that full streets phase. Now 2 minutes left from the side of Sugar Rush to hold, you know, not exactly a long stretch of map here.
Yeah, let's see if Otaku can try to get this Transcendence out of Sidereal. It's all they really have to work with. So if they can try to get that out of them without using any of their big ultimates, such as an EMP, that would be absolutely massive.
Yeah, I was going to say that their best chance there was to get a pulse bomb on them and make them pop it. But however, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. They nano the monkey on the side of Otaku. There's the Transcendence. However, it looks like Sugar Rush is going to be able to hold this point here. The focus fire looks very solid. However, big eat there from Panda on Guac's ultimate. However, they keep going in.
They need a big sound barrier coming up from I Will Deliver. It will hit everyone. Can they get the kills to follow up? But the EMP!
EMP completely nullifies that ult there, and it looks like they're able to get Sidereal and Lays. Bomb coming in from the side of Panda, not able to get anyone. Only looks like there's Guac, Light Rose, and I Will Deliver left. Diva's out of the mech, and they're able to focus fire them down. Noisy Caribou is the last one on point. Takes it down. I Will Deliver. Pulse Bomb misses. However, Otaku looks like they're going to be able to take this point.
Absolutely. Their ult staggering was so good. The execution was fantastic. And while they're still coming in, it is all over Buffer Prime on this attacking round. The big thing for Sugar Rush there is it did force them below 1 minute. So as long as they attack at all, they will get another opportunity.
You know, at the end of the day, that was able to, you know, pushing it below that 1 minute mark is huge. However, even with 50 seconds, there's still a lot of time there. You know, if it does, you know, Sugar Rush does push this to the end of the map.
Absolutely. And now I really want to see what Sugar Rush are going to be able to come out with, because again, they're already down 2-0, and then they get repelled all the way back on their defending round, and it is going to be so big for them to try to come back with their morale and fight them back here.
Yeah, you know, we've seen the success that Sugar Rush has had this whole series long. It's come from the side of their DPS. You know, whether it was Guac getting a couple big picks on the Widow, or, you know, Lays' Pharah. I think it's really important here that they get a comp narrowed out that really focuses on the DPS and allows them to get the picks. But with likely Otaku running a bunker comp here, what do you think the best option is for them?
Well, I would say definitely keep the Pharah up. You know, with the bunker, there's not much they can do at long range. You know, Pharah, you can peek up over the rooftops. You have a lot of geometry to work with, and they are going to run that at Pharah. That's a great pick from Sugar Rush.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be pulling out a triple DPS comp here with Sidereal, Lays, and Guac on the DPS with Hanzo, Tracer, and Pharah respectively. You know, Light Rose on that ball is going to be there to cause a major distraction, especially with a Widow and Junkrat kind of comp there from the side of Otaku. What do you think about that?
Well, if you're coming in with Sugar Rush, you're definitely relying on your ability to get kills quickly. You know, you don't have support ultimates. You have a very low health pool with the 3 DPS kind of composition. So you're really banking on them and putting a lot of faith in those 3 DPS players to be able to jump in kind of on their own, on an island, and get those kills quickly. It's going to be really tough against this Aritza Hog composition with the Baptiste and the Mercy against Otaku.
Yeah, you know, looks like Otaku's taking the high ground here, and Sugar Rush is really going to have to do a lot to displace that bunker. You know, it's really important here that they get a pick onto that Widow right away and really able to get as much damage in as possible. Light Rose goes into the bunker, able to pop that lamp, however, and it looks like Sugar Rush is going to have to hold off a minute and get Light Rose back onto that high ground.
Yeah, the shield was a little bit off from Yojak. He inadvertently threw it onto the low ground, and that might be their undoing. The kills are coming in from Sugar Rush here, Specs.
Yeah, Sidereal and Lays really able to do a lot there. Lays is in the back line, really picking off the Junkrat and the Mercy, which are 2 massive picks. However, that first pick from Sidereal is huge. Even if, you know, it's hard to win a sniper vs sniper battle as Hanzo against the Widow. However, he was able to do that and really show what they can do on this triple DPS comp.
Absolutely, and it was just beautiful execution, just rallying them into that corner, corralling them right in the palm of their hands and just crushing them, and they're able to also have a very good opening attack, just like Otaku did.
Yeah, you know, like we were saying, you know, really important from the side of Sugar Rush to make sure their DPS are able to get the picks that are needed, and when you're having 3 of them, it's a lot easier for that to happen.
Absolutely, and now I think this could really play into their hand when they go into these more DPS picks, but now, as I say that, Dally gets the dash kill onto Lays.
Yeah, you know, although that's a huge pick, it's not super critical on the side of Sugar Rush to completely reset here just because of how far back that payload is. But as I say that, the Tracer is kind of pushing the point here, stalling it out a little bit. Ooh, a big barrage there coming from the side of Sugar Rush with Guac, able to take off the Diva mech, the Tracer, as well as Diva in the end. It looks like Sugar Rush are going to be able to keep this point moving.
And look how aggressive they're getting. They're going all the way to the saloon rooftop, forcing them back to where the second checkpoint is. You're really getting some payload progress here.
Yeah, no, we were saying that, you know, Otaku were really pushing the cart pretty quickly here through the streets phase, only really having, you know, a team fight and a half there from the side of Sugar Rush's defense. However, it looks like Otaku's really going to have to group up together here, try and get a nice defensive hold here off, but Otaku, with their main tank being half health, it's hard to do. Bunch of ult investment here from the side of Sugar Rush. They're able to take down the Ana, but however, the Ana from the side of Sugar Rush goes down here, and it looks like they're going to be able to keep the point going.
Yeah, Otaku was just really split there. They had some people over to the left-hand side. They had Yojak on the point. They had some people back toward the jail, and just nobody was really on the same page on that one. And they kind of gave it up for free to Sugar Rush.
Yeah, it looks like Otaku's gonna potentially have one more hold here. Interesting play from Sugar Rush there to not have anyone on the point. But you know, yeah, Otaku's gonna dive in here, dive onto the high ground, try and get a big pick. However, Guak's the first one to get a pick on the key lines. A nice sleep onto the Tracer. Dally comes in with the blade. However, the focus fire is there to take them out. Again, Sugar Rush looks very solid. However, they just don't have anyone on the payload. A lot of vault investment off the point here. However, it's not leading to cart progress.
Yeah, now it's the other way around. Sugar Rush got very split. They got the kill early on. They were able to also sneak while on the Tracer, but they weren't able to make it stick. And he was able to recall out of it.
Yeah, very, very questionable from the side of Sugar Rush to, you know, take that fight so far away from the payload. However, it looks like they're going to be able to pay off with it in the end. Noisy Caribou gets the res on this Sidereal. Looks like they're about to get this tick here. However, Otaku gets in. Lays gets a big pick on the Dally. The Dragon's coming on the point here. Focus fire is just not there from the side of Sugar Rush, and Waz able to take out Noisy Caribou. However, Lays gets rain, and you know Mercies are down on both sides of the battle here. And you know, Otaku looks like they're gonna hold it here.
They will hold it here, Specs. The sound barrier was a little bit questionable, but they were able to hold compliments of that extra HP. But now, if you look, they don't have anything big coming in for this minefield. And for the barrage that'll be coming up quickly.
It's gonna be very hard from the side of Sugar Rush to push the point just even this little bit of amount, especially with the ults on the side of Otaku right now. The Diva Bomb and the Tracer Bomb are two very impactful ults that can pick someone off real easily.
Absolutely. If you're Raw, you gotta go and just pick somebody. You gotta get somebody.
However, a big pick there onto the monkey from the side of Sugar Rush. They pick off. Guak goes down, but Noisy Caribou was able to get the res. The focus fire is just there from the side of Sugar Rush onto the McCree. Dally goes down. A couple big picks, and it looks like they're going to be pushing in. However, the Valkyrie comes out from the side of Otaku, and doesn't look like it's going to matter in the end.
Yeah, Dally going down early was the pivotal thing in that fight, Specs. The second that McCree goes down, Guak does not really have to play carefully. They have free reign in the sky. They can do whatever they want, and they go in and just drop the barrage right on them, dunking onto the tops of Otaku.
Yeah, you know, although it was looking like a very successful push here from the side of Sugar Rush, they set themselves back about a minute and a half by just not having someone on that payload. Looks like it could potentially cost them in the end when it comes to time bank. Dally gets a nice pick on the Lays, and you know, Sugar Rush is gonna have to reset.
As you just said, yeah, they used up a lot of time, and now they're gonna have to use more, waiting on Lays to come back with that pulse bomb.
Yeah, you know, Sugar Rush had about 4 minutes there, and it took them about 3 minutes to push that point just a little bit more. You know, Sugar Rush looks like they have a couple ultimates here that are going to be able to get a nice value. And as I say that, Lays gets a big pick on the Dally. Looks like the res is going to come out from the side of Otaku. Bomb's coming in, and a big bomb from Panda. Absolutely huge play there, forcing Sugar Rush back into spawn. And, you know, as we've seen on just this map alone, Panda has, what, 6-7 bomb kills?
Oh, absolutely. He has absolutely been popping up here around this third checkpoint, both attacking and defending. You know, Sugar Rush, so many times the past couple of fights, they've started off so well. They've either gotten a pick or they've been able to just get the ball in their court, but they just have not been able to execute afterward and make it stick. And they've allowed Otaku to just come back and take the fight.
Yeah, and you know, it's very important to get, like, because you were saying, they're getting the first pick potential here, especially with Sidereal taking out Wah here. However, you know, are they going to be able to follow it up? Just having that on point, it looks like the ball's really going to have to get something, you know, very impactful here. Dally pops the high noon. Is it able to get anyone?
No, this looks like he's trying to keep them back.
Wow, and you know, Guak is able to take down Yojak. They're able to get the Diva out of the mech, and it's very hard from the side of Otaku to, you know, really hold, you know, space when you don't have a full tank there.
Yeah, maybe a bit of miscommunication coming out from Otaku. It looks like they were maybe on board to try to stall, just kind of peek in and out, and just halt their progress a little bit. But Yojak, he went all in. He dove straight up into the back and tried to take down I Will Deliver on this Ana. And of course, did not end up working out that way.
Nano barrage there. Guak's able to take down the Diva, or sorry, the Mercy from the side of Otaku. Looks like Otaku's going to be down their heels. They are at this point. Sidereal gets a nice pick on the key limes. Wad takes out Guak though, and it's a 5v5. Big kill from the side of Noisy Caribou, able to take down the soldier. However, Otaku are able to bring it back with their monkey play. Yojak again popping off on his signature monkey.
Absolutely. They started swapping Shook Rush at the beginning, and as we covered earlier on Hanamura, if you're the attacking team that close to where the defending side is holding up, it does not benefit you to get those trade kills. You have to win cleanly. You have to fully execute, and that's why it's so difficult to capture that final point. And now this is going to be their last fight.
Yeah, last fight potential here. It's Sugar Rush really need to combo everything, and the only ult they have is their Tracer Bomb. Yes, they're going to have a Dragons pretty quickly. Oh, and as we say that Key Lime's able to get I Will Deliver. Although they don't have the Diva mech, it looks like they're getting it back right now. Pulse Bomb comes out, able to get Dally. Nice res. Res trying to come out. Nice boof there from the side of Light Rose, and the Dragon able to take Key Limes. Sugar Rush kind of bringing it back right now.
And they got to stay alive here. They have to keep the kills coming in. They have to get Panda and Yojak down. They're able to get the main support. But now they're starting to lose people. Lei's coming up with 2, and they may be able to just do this Vex.
Yeah, it looks like the focus fire at the end was, super, on point. Only having the Tracer and Soldier left on the point to deal with, and, Sugar Rush looked like they're going to be able to do it.
And that is absolutely the massive. The Soldier pick was great. You get that long sight line. You can fight up close and from farther away, but they're able to kill him before he can use Attack Visor. Now, can Otaku stall long enough for Dally to come back with it?
I don't know. Moyer goes down. The Winston goes down. A bomb's going to come out on point. Is it going to zone anyone off? We'll get I Will Deliver.
He's shut down by Guac!
Massive pick there. It looks like Sugar Rush is absolutely going to be taking this. Looks like we're going into, a minute for an attack here from the side of Sugar Rush.
Yes, a minute to 150. As we said earlier, because they were able to force Otaku within a minute is huge for them. Now they actually have the opportunity to go for the win as opposed to just hoping for a draw.
Yeah, I mean, only a minute from the side of Sugar Rush here to a minute and 50 seconds from the side of Otaku. Massive difference there, a full team fight and a half. Do you think that Sugar Rush are going to be able to fully cap this point here?
It's really up in the air, I would say. Hopefully they stick with their DPS, what they've been running. They've had the most success with that. And then, if you're running that instead of like a more of a GOAT setup, you don't have to worry as much about trying to develop ultimates because you can get the pixies in your regular abilities and damage output. So yeah, hopefully that's what they stick with.
Looks like they're going to be going with a dive comp there, which is definitely questionable considering how quickly they took this first point. They were really able to, come in and cap it in essentially a minute. Otaku's a little bit... They're questioning their comp here, it looks like. Haven't really made any tank picks yet. What do you think that Otaku's going to be bringing out here?
Well, they're going to play it very safe. They're going for the Orisa once again, the Orisa Hog. This is what they should have run the first time. And now they are going to go full-on bunker with the McCree over in the flex spot. That is a fantastic counter comp by them because the Pharah and the Tracer, the McCree can bracket them so well. But now that I said it, they are going to be swapping onto the Junkrat.
Yeah, we saw Dally there on Hanamura really controlling the fight. His Bastion is one of the tops in the league. It looks like the focus fire is going to be solid. Sugar Rush actually switched their comp up. Looks like they're back on the triple DPS. What do you think the key here is for the side of Sugar Rush?
Well, you want to kind of spread out. You're running all these DPS, get the Pharah up in the sky. They get a big purple, and you can just do it that way.
Nade. Oh, again, as we were saying, when there's no Diva there to eat the nade, it's very easy to focus fire out. However, Waz able to get the pick on the Lays. Sidereal goes down to Dally, and it looks like Otaku's going to be able to hold this. However, as I say that, Key Lime and Dally both go down. Noisy Caribou's able to get the res on the Sidereal. Sugar Rush need to take... Yeah, they need to push in now and really capitalize on this. Panda's their target. However, they're able to pick out Light Rose, and it looks the barrage comes out from Guac, able to pick down Wat, and Lays gets Panda. However, it's still anyone's fight at this point.
They do have the point presence right now. The Mercy's going to try to come in and get the res. Able to get the res off. What an immortality field coming in from Key Limes, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the ultimates were just too much there from the side of Sugar Rush. Lays was able to get that pulse bomb stick on the Key Limes, and Sugar Rush are going to be pushing this point as far as they can here.
Absolutely, Lays. His pulse bomb accuracy has been absolutely incredible this match. Seemingly everyone that he has got, he has completely converted on and gotten the kill. He's been doing a wonderful job, really showing how Tracer has played.
Yeah, definitely on his signature hero, we've been able to see what Lays can do. That DPS on the side of Tracer, it seems like he's building a pulse bomb every like 30 seconds or so. Last a nice pick on the Guac. Riptire comes out. Yojak gets side. I will deliver. Riptire doesn't find anyone. However, Yojak continues his reign of terror, gets down Light Rose. Looks like Otaku is going to be able to hold this point pretty quickly here.
Yeah, the spawn advantage is going to be with Sugar Rush, but I don't think it's going to matter. The kills are really coming in for Otaku. It really started with Wah. He was able to get the kill onto Guac.
Yeah, when you get that far out, it's very hard to, for one, that Mercy to get out of tricky situations, and for two, any damage to get really done. The dragon's coming on point. However, the freeze comes out from the side of Otaku. There goes Noisy Caribou and Light Rose, and that's the point there.
Yeah, very tall order coming in from Sugar Rush now to be able to hold this. If you're them, you definitely have to be thinking full hold, because if you give up that first point, trying to stop them exactly where they are is going to be incredibly difficult.
Exactly. It's very hard, if you're going to lose the point like that, to get a nice recontest there, especially with the spawns.
Absolutely. And again, the pivotal part with that was Wah. How often do you see a Pharah go down to a Junkrat?
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen it, but it happens. A couple big picks from the side of Otaku, and as much as we've been hyping up the DPS from the side of Sugar Rush, Otaku's DPS has been right there to fight right back.
Right, once it started going to that 3 phase of Otaku on the defending round, I was starting to wonder how much the Junkrat was really going to accomplish going against the Pharah and the Tracer, but he completely popped off, was able to get the Riptire up and kill Guac in the sky.
Yeah, a couple crucial picks there, obviously, and it looks like Sugar Rush is setting up their defense. Looks like they're going with a bunker with a Reaper.
Very interesting choice. You can tell they definitely want to play close up. They're going to go once again up into that second story in the diner where everybody likes to hold, and they want to hold there with the Reaper, which is a little perplexing. We'll see how they make it work.
Especially with Yojak being his best hero being, Winston, it's not necessarily a super out of left field pick, but Reaper doesn't see a lot of play at this SR, pretty much higher. As much as we thought that Sugar Rush was going to be holding high ground, they're holding exactly on point. Why do you think that is here?
Probably just trying to get very defensive. They're playing it very safe. They understood that last time. Otaku were able to simply wrap around the right-hand side and force them off. So they're kind of just cutting out the middleman and not allowing them that opportunity.
Yeah, a big nade that here comes in onto Light Rose and onto Guac. Looks like the healing's there to top them right back off. However, the hack comes in delays and a big pick on I Will Deliver. However, Light Rose is able to take out Key Limes. It's a 5v5 right now. That monkey there is getting so much damage done. Yojak already 70% to his ultimate. It's important here for Otaku to get a nice little regroup going. However, Sugar Rush, they were very split from the beginning there.
And Sugar Rush, they've completely given up the high ground. Look, if you can see this Ana and this Tracer, they have just been free-firing. Rain is not even using his keyboard. Now he is, of course, but he was just standing there. But Sugar Rush, they're able to just get back, and they're able to hold up so well and just play as one tight, constricted unit to make it to where it doesn't even matter if they have the high ground.
Yeah, just seconds into this next fight, we're going to see 3 ults, almost 4 ults pop from the side of Sugar Rush. Very impactful ults, too. Need to see a big pulse bomb and a big nano from the side of Otaku to really get any damage done. Otaku jumps in. There we go. A Death Blossom from Guac that absolutely decimates Otaku. Only 20 seconds left for the team to completely regroup, and a lot of ults were invested with the Primal Rage and the nano boost there. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Now the EMP is going to come in, but it doesn't even really matter. They have 10 seconds. They are not going to get a full fight here. They've got to split up here. They have no supportive ultimates here. They have no defensive ultimates, I mean to say. So when this EMP comes in, they're not going to have any counter. They need to spread here. They need to use the geometry, because here it comes.
And a big EMP gets 4 there. However, it looks like Sugar Rush's focus fire is strong enough there. Wah takes down Guac, but Noisy Caribou takes down Panda already with the ball down. It doesn't look great for the side of Otaku here. I Will Deliver gets a nice res on the Guac. Guac takes down the Moira. Looks like that point is completely held from the side of Sugar Rush.
Absolutely, and that's got to be such a morale booster for them. You're down 2-0. You really need a win, and you're able to pull it off in the clutch.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic there from the side of Sugar Rush. Really flipping that point at the end. That defense there was just fantastic.
Yeah, they really did a fantastic job, and now they're going to be able to force this over to Escort.
And, heading into this 4th map here, I think it's really important, Otaku have the map choice, especially with them sitting on match point. What do you think the key is here for Otaku to really push this forward and, win this next map?
just revert back to what they were doing. You want to choose a map that really benefits into that Sombra play. You know, like we said going into this, Sugar Rush, we're going to have a good opportunity because with the way Hollywood is laid out, it provides you with a lot of resources to play against Sombra. And that's exactly what they were able to do. And that's why they won this game. So if you're Otaku, you basically want to do the exact same thing, but push it to where you can really utilize that Sombra.
Yeah, the Sombra variant of Ghost that they've been running has been really solid. It's led to a lot of success from the side of Otaku, especially when we saw from Hanamura. However, it looks like the map choice here is going to be Rialto. What's your thoughts on that there?
It's very perplexing, especially because they are, kind of a Winston-based team, as you've said earlier with Yojak. Rialto, kind of a Risa map for the first point, and afterward, it's usually very basic Rhine 3-3. So, I mean, not a terrible pick because their goats have been superior so far. You want to force Sugar Rush off of their DPS compositions that they've been able to utilize. So, some positives and negatives, but overall, I think this is a good pick for them.
Yeah, as we saw in the first map of Ilios, Sugar Rush were really able to shine when their DPS was coming out, and especially with the hold there on Hollywood. Again, that came in and was a huge factor. If their DPS are able to pop off and really show what they can do again, this could be a very interesting map here.
Yeah, it's also going to come down to I Will Deliver again. Their biotic grenades were so fantastic throughout that entire time. So I want to see if they can keep that up as well.
Yeah, both I Will Deliver and Sidereal, their nades have been fantastic, especially with although we've said they haven't really been running a diva, Otaku hasn't. Those bombs there from the side of Panda were really able to change some fights there on Hollywood.
Yeah, maybe it makes you think that maybe they should run a diva a little more often.
Yeah, what, 7, 8, 9 picks from Panda with just those bombs, changes the fight completely and really shows what allows Otaku to get in deep, dive, and get those picks they need to.
Yeah, and so far it looks like they maybe, well, they have a Torque Tracer right now. They probably won't keep that going into the attack, but it does look like they're going to keep a Sombra. No surprises there, not really pulling any punches from Team Otaku. And we are going to see the Orisa Hog on defense coming out from Sugar Rush.
Yeah, not gonna lie, looks like we're into a pause here. Panda left. However, looking at the team comps here, the Reaper is definitely a little bit of a questionable pick. But however, we were able to see what was really able to be done on Hollywood there. I mean, when you're holding a point like Hollywood, it's very easy for that to happen. However, when it's just a payload map, it's kind of hard for the Reaper to get any real impact. What do you think about that kind of here?
Oh, I couldn't agree more with you, Specs. I mean, when you look at this open courtyard, my question is when you're defending, what is a Reaper really going to be able to do? Especially with Otaku coming in with this Widowmaker and this Sombra, you're not really going to be able to bracket, a Sombra using a Reaper when they're, free firing from a long range or if they're up on the high ground. And of course, you're definitely not going to counter a Widowmaker with a Reaper. I would love to see somebody manage to do that, but it's a very questionable pick. And I want to know if they have a really peculiar strategy with this.
Yeah, I think the thought there is, with with Sugar Rush, they're going to be diving here with Otaku. So having that Reaper to really sit on the back line with the Ana or with the Zen, really getting a couple nice pellets in onto the Winston, sorry, really melt them down and keep those supports safe.
Right. I would imagine the idea is, of course, when the Winston jumps in, you hit him with the biotic grenade and the Reaper jumps in on them. But of course, I'm gonna be surprised here in a moment to see Yojak on this Reinhardt.
Yeah, it looks like a Sombra Goats comp coming from the side of Otaku. Sugar Rush are holding this point real close here. Looking like they're trying to get that fight to come to them. Walk gets a big pick on the Dally. Noisy Caribou takes down Yojak, and Panda goes down as well. Looks like Sugar Rush are going to hold aggressively here and, really show what they can do with that Reaper.
It was such an aggressive play, just hiding in that cubby on the left-hand side. Normally you see teams up on the high ground or back further in the courtyard. It was such an aggressive and such a risky feast your famine move, but they were able to make it work. It looks like they're going to try it again against Otaku.
Yeah, it looks like Otaku's getting a little bit smarter going around the back alleyway here. However, Sugar Rush make the rotation. Able to get a big hook there. Yojak goes down, Panda goes down. Again, a lot of impact from that Reaper. We're already seeing what, a minute in now, and this Reaper's gonna have his ultimate the next fight.
Yeah, and it's really going to be on Otaku to be able to track that Death Blossom coming in this next fight or two. But I want to talk about the Biotic Grenade because it was massive coming in from I Will Deliver. The second they jumped in, they noticed when the Reinhardt shield was down, they timed it perfectly, and they hit it onto 3 people, and then Guak was able to clean it up.
Again, with that lack of D.Va being able to eat those nades, a big boot on the Guak. What a fantastic play there from the side of Panda. You know, although we've seen some D.Va play out of him today, that boop on the Zarya has been fantastic, and a big shatter coming out from Yojak. Looks like they're able to focus down. Maybe not. Yojak goes down. Panda goes down. Transcend. A lot of ults invested from the side of Sugar Rush here, and it's kind of questionable, especially towards the end of that fight. However, Otaku used some as well, and that fight wasn't able to get any impact out of.
I think it's absolutely worth it if you're Sugar Rush. You want to hold aggressively up here as much as you can, because even if you lose the fight, you can be able to come back and get another one before they get to the end of the courtyard. It's a great move by them.
Yeah, an interesting play there from Otaku. It's already been half their attack completely done, and they haven't even turned this first corner yet. Again, Sugar Rush holding this point very aggressively. However, the Pharah comes out from the side of Otaku with Dally. However, Panda going down real low. 1 HP. He's able to get healed up. Sugar Rush just continue to deal out that damage. A big hook onto the Pharah. What a fantastic play from Kara there. Able to show what that hook can do. However, an EMP comes out from Otaku. 5-man. Able to take down Lays. Light Rose goes down. It looks like, Otaku's going to be able to continue, not even continue, to start to push this point forward.
And it looks like they will most likely be swapping off of the Reaper. They're still fighting this. They're using the whole hog. They want to still hold this. But it looks like Guak will most likely be swapping off of the Reaper using the Death Blossom. Yep, she will be switching onto that Widowmaker that she had a couple nice shots on earlier on Ilios.
Yeah, especially, Guak is well known for her Widowmaker play, especially in pugs throughout the league. But questionable out there coming from Noisy Caribou. Why do you think they invested that whole hog there when the fight was pretty much lost?
Just an error in judgment, I think. I think he saw so many people had gone down from both teams, and that was about a 2v3, and so he decided to try to pop that whole hog, thinking it was going to be what they needed.
Big stun out there on Yojak, able to get him out of the shatter. However, the beat comes in from
Big Otaku.
Big anti. Panda's able to take down Light Rose. Lays goes down. Noisy Caribou goes down as well. Guak gets a pick on the Dally. However, it doesn't matter in the end. Lays just supports left from the side of Sugar Rush, and it looks like this fight's going to be completely gone to the way of Otaku.
And we will see the bridge phase here coming in. The support play from Rain was fantastic. Got the sleep in the front of the payload to set them up with their first pick, and then got a massive 4-man Biotic Grenade. They need some sort of answer on the Sugar Rush side for this.
Yeah, really questioning the thought process here to, stay on bunker. Why not, bring out a D.Va, especially with the nades coming out from the side of Otaku. Really able to focus down, again, the target prioritization and focus fire from Otaku has been great.
I couldn't agree more with you, and I do agree the Orisa, they can maybe try to make something work with this, but this is a map that is heavily Ryan 3-3 favored, and that's exactly why. He just jumps past the shield and gets a massive shatter.
However, doesn't really get any picks there. I Will Deliver takes down Yojak. Wag goes down. Dally gets the pick on I Will Deliver. Lays goes down as well, so it's a 4v4 fight here. A big res coming from Sidereal. Gets the other support back up. Supercharger is huge there. Nade comes out from Otaku to try and heal up that team, but it doesn't look like anything's going to matter there.
Yeah, they get the Biotic Nade on the exit, but are they going to be able to follow this up? This is another problem with having the Orisa. You're more of a defensive team. If you want to switch suddenly and go into attack mode, you don't really have that ability.
And we were able to see Yojak just walk right past the shield and completely shatter the D.Va. I mean, the focus fire wasn't, the hog. However, the focus fire wasn't there to really get, any picks off of it.
Yeah, Noisy has been playing a fantastic game. He held so well over to the first point. With the exception of the erroneous whole hog, he's been playing so well around the Orisa. The hooks have been massive. And after the shatter comes in, they saw it coming. A lot of them were able to get behind the geometry. But the EMP cancels the whole hog!
Oh, and a big pick on the Light Rose there. Sugar Rush is without their main tank, and it looks like Otaku's going to be able to push forward and, really get some value there. Yojak gets a pick on the Caribou, and it's an easy fight win for Otaku.
Yeah, I mean, less than 10% chance of winning a team fight when your main tank goes down. And you have to wonder if Light Rose is going to swap. Light Rose will come back out on this Orisa.
Very questionable there. I mean, it's not like they have the supercharger and it's going to completely impact this fight, but with 50 seconds left, totally understand them not wanting to swap off the comp. Over the big grab comes out from Otaku. Nice nade into it. Caribou goes down. I Will Deliver goes down. Light Rose goes down. An easy point take for Otaku.
Yeah, Sugar Rush, their composition, they're really just playing into the Sombra Goats that Otaku are running. They now finally swapped to the Zenyatta, so they at least have one support ultimate. They're running double main support. What can you really do against the EMP, the Graviton? If Yojak was able to hit a big Earth Shatter, you have no answer for any of it. And so this is a good swap onto the Zenyatta, not just for the Discord, but to be able to have at least one strong defensive ultimate.
Yeah, and you know, we see Sugar Rush switch over to the Rein Zarya. A little bit questionable given the state of the meta. However, Light Rose definitely his best hero is Reinhardt. So looking to block this shatter from Yojak, which, you know, he's landed a couple of very huge ones today, using that map geometry to his advantage. Looks like Yojak's gonna get the shatter out. It doesn't connect though. Dally gets a pick on the Lays. Light Rose goes down. Looks like you're gonna continue the progress here on the third point.
Yeah, the bubble was absolutely massive. They were so close to getting Yojak down, but Panda, his bubble usage in the priority has been so wonderful throughout this match, particularly this Rialto match.
Yeah, and, you know, Noisy Caribou on the point right now, just kind of, you know, stalling as much as they can. Light Rose and Lays are the only two left on point. We see the sound barrier from Otaku, a little bit questionable given the state of who's on the point there. However, Bob comes out, the shield's there blocking the damage as much as possible. Big EMP, gets 4. I Will Deliver goes down. Big charge in from Yojak, focusing out Guac. She goes down. Lays gets a nice pick on the key line. However, it looks like Otaku's going to take this point.
And the composition swap was just too late.
And a big shatter from Light Rose. Dally gets off the... Oh, it looks like he gets off the... barrage. But Otaku take the point in the end.
There was just no follow-up. The shatter was massive, but the fight was already pretty much won by Otaku. The swaps just came in too late for Team Sugar Rush. They weren't even able to get the EMP in time. You saw Lace. He was so desperate. He was jumping in the front, trying to get shots onto anybody who could to try to get that EMP up, but it just wasn't enough time.
You know, very hard for Sugar Rush to really, you know, build up that Graviton surge when you just have about a minute and 30 seconds to do so. Otaku are able to complete the map with 29 seconds, but, you know, at the end of the day, does that really matter? Do you think Sugar Rush are going to be able to push this point all the way?
Well, it depends on how well they want to attack this round. You know, usually on attack, you have a little more flexibility to be able to run your DPS heroes, so it's very possible.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see a triple DPS come from Sugar Rush, and, you know, unless Otaku were kind of able to figure it out between that little break between maps there, I think Sugar Rush are going to be able to push this pretty far and pretty quickly.
We can hope so. It'll definitely make it a competitive map, and so far they are looking to have Lays on the Pharah and Glock. They want her back on that Widowmaker, so they're already going back to what's been working for them.
Yeah, and, you know, one player that really stood out on the defense there was Noisy Caribou. Her hooks were fantastic. You know, really focus fire. The focus fire was there, whether it was, you know, the pull from the Orisa or the hook from her. You know, what do you think the success was there, you know, from a team aspect?
For Team Sugar Rush?
Yes. Well,
I guess there wasn't any, to be entirely honest. No, but, I mean, they really, I felt, just played into Otaku's hands. You know, they ran at him with the Sombra Goats, and they were just running, you know, the Orisa Hog. They weren't able to make the picks. They weren't able to try to hook the Sombra. They weren't able to really do anything, and they just allowed Otaku to just run all over them. But I really like what they're doing here. You know, the Orisa's fine over on this first point, but Otaku, they do have the McCree to try to bracket this far.
Yeah, you know, looking at the shield break battle here, it's very, as we say that, the Junkrat goes down, Lays with a massive pick onto Wah. They don't have the res from Otaku's perspective. You know, without that Mercy, looks like Sugar Rush is going to be able to push this point and push this point quickly. Big pull in there from Light Rose. However, they're not able to get any picks down. Yojak gets Guac. Still a 5v5 here. However, Sugar Rush continue to push this point here. Looks like the shield break's just there from the side of Sugar Rush, and they're able to really focus down, you know, Otaku's shield and, you know, get a couple, you know, get some damage in.
Right, theoretically, Otaku definitely had the much better shield breaking potential on paper. But, oh, big hook comes in, and they are able to get the kill.
The focus fire there from Otaku, again, just fantastic. A big res coming off from Sidereal, however. Looks like big hook from the side of Sugar Rush. Panda goes down. Again, without that res, it's very hard to do anything. However, Wag gets Guac down. They're able to really, you know, capitalize on that.
Yeah, Otaku have really been on the back foot pretty much this entire time, but they're disengaging really well with a big biotic grenade. Can they get back? No, I Will Deliver will snipe key limes out of the back line.
Questionable to really invest some ultimates here from the side from Otaku. Looks like they're going in with everything. However, they didn't get anything. As I say that, I Will Deliver, and Noisy Caribou goes down. Lays gets Yojak and Panda, and Wag goes down as well. Looks like Sugar Rush are going to take this first point.
Yeah, absolutely. They will clinch the fight. You know, they're swapping off some heroes. I think that's a good choice coming in from Otaku. ideally swap off to Sarisa, but they are going to run it for at least another fight or two.
Yeah, you know, looking at Sugar Rush, the time bank there is fantastic. Guac takes down Dally. What a pick there. But with 4
Absolutely.
minutes and 35 seconds here, Sugar Rush have a massive time advantage.
Absolutely, and now we see the Widow 1v1 that's going to be a huge part of this game from this point onward as long as they run these compositions. And you have to wonder how much that goes into Guac's favor. A big hook and a big biotic grenade, and they're able to get the kill on the Panda.
Panda going down there is massive. Dally's not able to get back and really get any sight lines there. And with Guac having the I was going to say tactical visor, but the wall hacks there, really able to show where Dally's going to be and potentially, you know, back him off.
Absolutely, and that forces Dally to play more defensive, to play a little more passive, and that gives Guac more control over the sight lines in this Widowmaker 1v1. And it also makes it to where Otaku have to play a little more defensively themselves and stay out of their sight lines.
Oh, and a big tire there from Wah, able to take down the tanks from the side of Sugar Rush, and it looks like they're going to have to be pushed back.
They dig their heels in, they finally manage to make something stick, and they are going to be able to hold.
Dally able to win that 1v1 versus Guac. You know, ultimate advantage is definitely leaning towards the side of Otaku here.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to have this whole hog, and they're going to have the Transcendence. Once again, Sugar Rush are back to their double main support kind of setup, so they aren't going to have any support ultimates to work with. You know, if the whole hog comes in, or the Riptire comes in, or even if Otaku just want to get aggressive and use the Transcendence in an aggressive manner, they have no answer for it.
Big pick from Dally there on the Guac. It looks like it's gonna, that Widow 1v1, like you were saying, it's very important. Sidereal's not gonna be able to get that res off, and at the end of the day, it's really holding Sugar Rush back. They're not able to really advance here.
Absolutely, you know, Guac's Widowmaker play is what they're really banking on right now. And so far, you know, Dally's 2-1 in this matchup, and it's absolutely going to dictate the tempo. But right as we say that, Guac gets the pick on the Dally.
Dally just popped the walls there too, so Guac really taking that that ultimate out of play. Transcendence coming out from Key Limes as that whole hog comes in. However, that big hook there from Noisy Caribou, Panda goes down. Yojack's asleep. It looks like they're going to be able to push this point forward.
Absolutely. I mean, the Transcendence was so good coming out of Key Limes. He anticipated the barrage, but they just weren't able to make it happen. The target priority was so good from Sugar Rush, and they're able to move this point over to point B. But they are going to get another contest here, possibly.
I don't know if they're going to get a full team contest here. It looks like they're not going to be able to. Lays keeps pushing them back with that Pharah play. Just as he used his barrage last fight, he's already back up to 55%. Not going to be far away from getting that ultimate again.
Yeah, and they're going to swap back over to the Junkrat, and they are going to move away from the Widowmaker with the Zarius. That's going to give Guac pretty much full range to control these sightlines from afar. And she's about to have another Infrasight up.
Yeah, you know, that Infrasight, again, is massive. And with Otaku switching out to a Goats lineup here, it's going to be very important that they stay behind that shield because, you know, an off angle here, which is definitely possible. You know, one nice click, it's over. The Nano comes in on the Yojack. However, a big nade from I Will Deliver. We see the barrage coming out from Lays. Sugar Rush Focus Fire is there, and it looks like they're going to push Otaku back.
They really needed to win that fight, Specs. They needed to come out and be able to give WAS some time to be able to develop that EMP. But unfortunately, because they swapped, they didn't have the ultimates to work with. And Sugar Rush were able to come in and decisively win that fight. And now Otaku, they're really on the back foot.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get a full team fight here, especially with this point only being 2.83 meters away. Lays gets a big pick onto Panda. And a lot of players low here from Otaku. Light Rose gets the pick. Lays gets the pick. Another one. Noisy Caribou. Looks like the focus fire and just the overall team play there from the side of Sugar Rush is just fantastic.
Once again, yeah, Otaku, they fell into the same pitfall that Sugar Rush fell into on their defending round. They made the swaps just too late, and they allowed the offense to just walk all over them. And now Sugar Rush, they have a much larger time bank.
Just look at that time back. 3 minutes and 4 seconds to just a minute for Otaku. It's going to be very hard, you know, for Otaku to push this as far as they can there, especially with the comp that we saw from Sugar Rush on the first defense here.
Absolutely, and you know, on that last round, Otaku, you know, really questionable, playing against a Pharah and a Widowmaker, and keeping Junkrat in the lineup, you know, it's very perplexing. And so now we have to see, you know, if they're going to want to run the similar comp they ran on their attacking round. It looks like they're really going to switch it up.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to a bunk. I mean, the bunker is still going to be there. However, it looks like the Widow from Guac and the latest Far is going to be their real pick potential here. You know, what do you think without that Reaper, sorry, do you think Otaku's going to really be able to do much here?
It should be much easier. You know, they're running the Soldier, they're running the Hanzo, they're running the Pharah. They want a lot of long-range damage. They want to be able to get up and take this high ground and force Sugar Rush onto the back foot. And Sugar Rush already, they're going to have to play a little more defensively anyway because they don't have that Reaper right up on the front line with the tank line.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm surprised they're not getting a little bit more aggressive, trying to get that pick right off the bat from Guac. However, it looks like the triple DPS is coming out from Otaku. Yojack's rolling around the back to try and get a nice boop there. However, Dali's going to have to play very, very geometrically sound. As I say that, though, Guac takes down Dali. The res comes out, but a little bit questionable considering how close to spawn that was. And Wag gets a pick on the Guac, and, you know, that's a massive pick.
Oh, absolutely. It's a disaster for Sugar Rush. Because now look, Wad and Panda, they just have pretty much full reign. And Dali for that effect. All three of these heroes, you know, Widowmaker is the best counter to all of them that Sugar Rush are running. But without them possibly in that lineup for this defense. But now, as I say that, Noisy gets the kill.
Yeah, I Will Deliver goes down to Wad, though, as we see the Hanzo really taking the space they need and getting that advantage. Another pick onto the Pharah. Otaku just continue to roll through here.
Yeah, Guac is set up. They need a hero play from her. She's able to get one. Can she keep it going? It's going to be doubtful.
There's a second one. However, it's just the two players on the point here. Are they going to be able to get another pick? Or are they even going to get a full contest in here? It doesn't look like it.
They should, Specs. They should not give this up. They absolutely can be able to get back here. But they are going to give it up.
Yeah, I don't blame them for giving up the point. However, I would have gotten more aggressive and trying to, you know, cut off as much space as possible.
Absolutely. They played it very safe.
Guac with a massive pick on the key limes there. The nice res comes out. However, the hook comes in on the Panda. Panda goes down. The focus fire from Sugar Rush has been fantastic.
The triple barrage! Make it a quad!
And barrage. What a play. Absolutely takes that point for Otaku, and they're able to keep it going here. Sadirio's the only one left, and he gets that pick too.
And you have to wonder, Specs, if they would have gotten more aggressive, if they would have tried to hold that first point one more time, would they have been able to try to flip the tide in their favor before that barrage would have been able to come in?
Yeah, you know, definitely a little bit questionable there considering, you know, Sugar Rush, what they could have done. They could have just, I would have said had a defensive ult, but they just haven't been running one.
Absolutely. It's the risk of running this main support setup. You have a lot of raw healing output, but you just don't have the defensive abilities for when the other team starts to really attack.
I mean, Sugar Rush here investing as much as they can. Pops the nano, however, not really get any picks there. Big hook trying to come out there, not able to get anything, and a dragons come out from Otaku. They're just popping as many ults as possible. Wag gets a pick on the Light Rose, and they're continuing to push this point forward.
Absolutely. A little perplexing for Panda to be using that attack visor on the low ground instead of wanting to go up and take the high ground. But it was still a very good combination. Wow, split the team in two. Force them back to be inside the sight lines of the attack visor. Really good combination there, and they're going to be able to steamroll the second point.
Yeah, you know, although Guac's able to get the pick on the Dali, that res coming out, and with just a minute on this attack, they're able to get to this third point and, you know, really pushing to this last fight hallway here.
And now this is really big for Sugar Rush. They have to know this barrage is coming. They have to be able to shut it down with something. They have Guac. She's moved onto the McCree exactly for that reason. This is the matchup to watch here.
Yeah, you know, Light Rose with the pull in there. They're not able to get a hook, you know, just for the fact that they don't have a hog anymore. And, you know, Sugar Rush is trying to get as aggressive as they can. We're seeing Otaku pop as many ults as possible. A nice sleep on the Yojack. Or a nice stun on the Yojack, rather. Finally able to focus him down, but Noisy Caribou and I Will Deliver go down as well.
Yeah, it was a suboptimal angle with the barrage, but Noisy, they could have just hit, but they kind of took it upon themselves to try to fly into the barrage like a lot of divas do. They could have just hit around the corner with the rest of their team, but now it looks like Sugar Rush might take this back.
Yeah, a couple big picks here. Dali's down. Key Limes is down. That Supercharger was absolutely a massive ult from Light Rose there. However, the Dragons are coming in, trying to split off the point. Looks like they're able to a little bit. The Nano Visor coming out from Panda, trying to get as many picks as possible here. They're able to get down Guac. However, Panda does go down while he's popping that ult.
It's going to be a miracle needed for Otaku here. You know, the spawn advantage really coming in for Sugar Rush. The spawns are going to be so long for Otaku, and the ability to have to get back. It's really looking like Sugar Rush is going to be able to hold it here.
Yojack goes super low. It looks like they're able to get enough healing output out. However, the bomb comes in, not able to get anything for Sugar Rush. Key Limes is super low as well. Yojack also low. Guac gets a pick on the Key Limes. There goes Wah as well. Noisy Caribou is able to get the kill. However, the Mercy is able to res the Lucio. Just as we say that, Blaze with a massive pick on that with that pulse bomb. Looks like Sugar Rush is going to be able to finally hold it here.
The ultimates came in. They were able to just dump everything into that fight, which is exactly what they needed to do. And Lays, once again, being the man with those pulse bombs, just converting all of them into eliminations.
Yeah, absolutely, massive attack there from Otaku just with a minute. Sugar Rush has to be near perfect, minus a team fight or two here to really push it that far.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tall order still for Sugar Rush, getting pretty much almost all the way, but they still have 3 minutes. As long as they can get through this first checkpoint early, that's going to be the thing to watch. Will they get held up? How much time can Otaku take out of their bank before they give it up, or if they give it up at all?
Yeah, and if I'm Otaku, I get as aggressive as possible here, making Sugar Rush have as many fights as possible just to try and hold that point off. Looks like Otaku's going to come in with a triple DPS defense here. Obviously saw a lot of success with that on the attack there, but how do you think that's going to fare out on the defense?
I mean, it's still going to be really tricky. They're running in, not quite the mirror comp. They're running the Hanzo, so they will have the advantage here in the sniper battle. Lays, their Pharah has been so good as well, and now I picked him as the favorite inside this kind of Pharah matchup with Dali. So when it comes to a DPS kind of lineup, so far, that's been benefiting Sugar Rush.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important here for this Orisa Hog to be really solid. The hook halt combo is just so critical. If you're able to get that one hook off and just get a pick, especially if it's the ball here, really you're able to progress and get a lot of damage forward. Looks like Otaku's kind of split off here, as you would believe with a triple DPS comp. However, it just is very questionable for me on this defense. Guac gets a pick on the key limes, and when you're having that Widow there, behind literally no shield, it's very easy for that to happen.
Yeah, Sugar Rush, they get the kills very early on. Otaku, they're able to get the res, but I don't know if it's going to be able to work. But having said that, Dali gets the kill on the Guac, and now this is anybody's fight.
Yeah, massive pick there on the Guac. However, the spawn is just such a big advantage to Sugar Rush there. However, they're able to get the purple on the Yojak. Doesn't really connect. However, Lays gets key limes. Lays gets Dali. Continues to push forward here.
Yeah, once again, Lays has just been the person when they need a play. He has been their guy, whether it be the Pharah, whether it be the Tracer. He's been coming in so clutch, and he continues to do so.
Yeah, I mean, just pick after pick it seems, and Sugar Rush is really able to capitalize just based off their DPS play. And Lays and Guac have really been popping off, the last map and a half or so, and it continues to shine.
Yeah, and key lime's only at 18%. They're not going to be able to really have much to work with to try to hold this point. They're going to get kills all on their own, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, the Caribou and Lays are able to get 2 massive picks. However, I Will Deliver does go down, but Panda goes down as well. It looks like they're going to be able to get this point here. As we were saying with Sugar Rush, we're able to really get a lot of value out of that Reaper, and with Panda and Reaper there, what do you think the thought process was there?
A little perplexing, but they're able to make it work. I mean,
yeah.
Lays, once again, with the Pharah, I've praised him over and over. He's going to have a barrage coming into this next fight. Guac with the Infrasight, going to make it a lot easier, not only for herself, but it's going to make it a lot easier for Lays to be able to try to pick a spot, try to go in for a sneaky barrage if he so chooses.
Yeah, a massive pick there from Guac on a Panda. That Infrasight is just, it's fantastic, especially with the side of with Otaku not having, a Widow to really contest. Kind of questionable considering the DPS that's being run by Sugar Rush. Yojak goes super low, and again, another critical pick. The staggers are just massive at this point.
Absolutely, Otaku, they have to get their footing somewhere. They've got to be able to choose one spot and be able to dig their heels in.
Another big pick on the Wet. It's almost like they're separating these kills out every 15 seconds or so. It's really just pushing Otaku back.
Otaku's like a panic really starting to set in. Sugar Rush, the momentum is completely in their favor. And look out for Lays. Dali's barrage gets shut down, and now it leaves Lays with his. Can he get something big with this?
I don't think they're even going to have to invest it here. 2 are already down from the side of Otaku. However, they do get the res on the Dali. Rain is super low, but without the main tank, it's very hard to do anything. Lays with a 4-man barrage. Absolutely critical here. Although we are in last fight territory, and Sugar Rush did over-invest a little bit, do you think they're going to be able to push it this far?
They are going to have the Valkyrie. They are going to have the Tac Visor. They're going to need to look out for that because, again, they have no defensive support ultimates. It was a great pull by the Orisa and a great barrage, and now Guac going to be going onto the Tracer, trying to get some picks individually because they know they don't have the ult economy.
Actually, the Halt Hook combo tries to come out there for Sugar Rush. It just doesn't work.
They lose one early.
Boy, able to get the dragon down. The attack visor is still up. However, Sugar Rush do have their supercharger, and they're able to get the picks. Absolutely massive there from Sugar Rush. Trying to get the res from Rain. It's over. And Sugar Rush able to push this all the way.
And we are going to see a map 5, a potential reverse sweep coming in from Sugar Rush. The DPS were able to make it work again. They lost their Ana so early on, but it doesn't matter. Guac went in, got the melee kill. Lays followed up with a triple kill, and they're just able, like, the DPS carry has been so insane on that last round.
Yeah, I mean, again, as we're seeing here from Lays, absolutely massive. Just the DPS, as soon as Sugar Rush are able to get their DPS going and, you know, really to pop off, they're just taking over every map.
Absolutely, and now it's the other way around, where Otaku, they have to find an answer. Where in the beginning, they looked like they had full control. It looked like everything with their game plan had been completely ironed out and set, and now they're on the back foot.
Yeah, and, you know, heading into a map 5 here, you know, it's anybody's game. Really coming back and showing what Sugar Rush can do has been crucial. However, Otaku, you know, that team is still there from the first 2 maps, right?
I would imagine so. But we are going to be going on to Nepal for our 5th and final tiebreaker map.
I mean that map picks from the side of Otaku, but definitely a little bit of a questionable choice. DPS definitely reigns supreme on these maps.
Yeah, especially with the Orisa Hog, you know, Sugar Rush, they've been playing that so well. They've been wanting to stay on that composition so much because it really benefits them. They can run that, and they can run DPS heroes to combo with the Orisa halts, the Roadhog hooks, and they've been executing it to perfection. So the fact that Otaku really chose this map, I wonder if they have any kind of special game plan up their sleeve.
Yeah, I would like to think so. However, I think it's at this point, Otaku seem to be scrambling. You know, looking so solid at those first 2 maps. But this last map and a half, map and, you know, 3/4, they've just been completely outplayed.
Absolutely, and you know, personally, I would figure Lijiang Tower would be the pick coming out from Otaki. You know, very 3-3 base. The Sombra, very strong on that map. On all 3 points, it doesn't matter. And so now I really wonder what they have going for them here in this final map.
Yeah, I think it's again, it's important for Otaku to get back to the basics and make sure, you know, their teamwork is really showing what they can do. You know, whether it be, you know, their goats variants or a dive, just they look so out of their element here.
Absolutely. It almost seems as though they've, you know, kind of lost sight of what let them get such a lead to begin with. It seems like they went from playing their game in the first half to playing Sugar Rush's game in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them when they were running goats. Their teamwork was fantastic. When they were running a Winston, their focus fire was just next level. But this bunker, you know, I want to say bunker 1v1 has been just been going to the side of Sugar Rush. Yeah, and, you know, as this continues on, you know, really showing what the teams can do. The overall preseason tournament here, really setting, you know, your momentum going forward. What do you think the keys are for you know, winning this map and, you know, overall progression in the tournament here
For Sugar Rush or for Otaku?
for both teams, honestly?
Well, for both of them, you know, they've clearly been very different teams so far. You know, Sugar Rush, they've clearly shown they are still all about their DPS heroes. Not exactly quad DPS, you know, half that, but still very DPS centered all the same. While Otaku so far, they've been a lot more centered around their Sombra Goats play. And so I think for a lot of them, when it comes into this game and their future matches, really going back to the drawing board, understanding what makes that work, and just trying to play that and pick and have their map picks reflect that as much as possible.
Yeah, and, you know, especially with Nepal here, you know, advancing this tournament and, you know, really getting that extra practice into the league and making sure your team synergy is continuing, it's going to be massive. You know, it looks like, as we were talking about the goats here, Otaku's going to be pulling out their actual standard Zen goats, but, you know, Sugar Rush are going to be pulling out a Ryan Zarya with a Doom with Hack Fist. Honestly, what do you think the advantage is here for Sugar Rush not running a full goat count?
It's massive. I mean, Hack Fist is the classic counter to Goats. So much disruption. But they are going to move to the Sombra Goats over on Otaku's side. But, you know, when they ran this Hack Fist over on Hollywood, over on third point, Sugar Rush, it was absolutely devastating for Otaku. And I want to see if they can keep up and duplicate that same result.
Yeah, again, it's going to come down to team synergy and team coordination here, making sure you can focus down the hack target. However, they get Guac down. Rain is able to get hacked. Light Rose takes down Panda. That healing element is definitely missing from the side of Otaku, and it looks like Sugar Rush, if they push in here, they're going to be able to capitalize. That bubble comes out from the Zarya. They continue to push forward. However, Lays goes down to Wan. Nade comes in onto to Key Limes. He's purple. However, it looks like Sugar Rush aren't going to be able to get that focus fire down. A massive shatter from Light Rose, absolutely critical. Guac's able to get Key Limes and Yojak, however, Light Rose does go down. Guac picks off Dally, and it looks like Sugar Rush are going to take this point.
Every time Guac has swapped onto this Doomfist, magic has been made for Sugar Rush.
Yeah, and with Light Rose charging that shatter so quickly, really able to turn that fight. Although he was able to go, he went down right away. Those picks from Guac were just fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. And the pivotal thing, they were able to cancel Yojak's Earth Shatter, which means Light Rose can be a lot more aggressive coming into this next fight.
Yeah, and Light Rose already back to 25% to his ult. Guac going in, does get hacked, however, she's not going to be able to get back. Light Rose, big purple on the Yojak. Yojak's half. He's one. He's hacked. He's down. Able to get the picks on the Panda and the Yojak, even though Guac does go down. And Sugar Rush again continuing to hold this point strong.
And that was really big because Dally, they used both of their bubbles as soon as they got into the fight. So that means the second it was over, Sidereal just hit Yojak with a biotic grenade, and there was nothing they could do to get that status effect off of him. So they were able to just focus him down and win the fight once again.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial here for Otaku to make sure they can get that grab EMP off, and we've seen it in the past couple. They were definitely able to. However, hopefully, a big EMP from the side of Sugar Rush real early. Light Rose takes down Key Limes. The defensive ult is down. Panda's low. Very questionable ult usage there. Although they do pick off Sidereal, Light Rose completely take that back. Yojak completely turns that fight.
If you're Iowa Deliver, you've got to hold on to that sound barrier. Beforehand, there was nothing really threatening you. And you have to understand, it's been almost an entire round. Wah has that EMP. You are the only defensive support ult on your team. You've got to hold on to that. Because now look at this. They have the Earth Shatter. They're going to have the grab, but they're going into 5 ultimates. They're going into both support ultimates on the side of Otaku with their grab.
Yeah, it's very hard for Sugar Rush to get a lot of value there. They're able to get the hack onto Panda. Yojak completely wastes his shatter. Light Rose able to block it. They get the pin on the Noisy Caribou, however, the bubble's up. Light Rose takes down Yojak. Waz hacked. Looks like Sugar Rush is going to be able to push in real quickly here and potentially flip this point.
Over-aggression being punished on the side of Sugar Rush, but as I say that, the Graviton comes in, and this is anybody's fight. They're going to get 2 on the side of Otaku, and looks like they're going to be able to hold this point.
I Will Delivers in the back line. Again, taking on that Zen. That Zen is super low. Will he be able to take that off? No, he won't. He's completely out. Otaku winning that fight without their main tank.
Yeah, they invest a fair amount. They invest a Graviton, the Earth Shatter, and the Sound Barrier as well. And we do have another disconnect, so we will be paused for a moment. But I Will Deliver coming back up on another Sound Barrier, and it's going to be the battle of the EMPs coming into this next fight.
And that's a massive disconnect from Rain there. Was what, 80% to his Transcendence? That's a massive loss from Otaku.
I believe he had the Transcendence up.
Did he really? Just terrible timing there. That, especially with the ults coming up with the Graviton Surge, is going to be up from Sugar Rush. It's going to be very hard for them to counter that at all.
Absolutely. And I mean, they're going to have both the EMP and the Graviton. So if one doesn't work out, you have the other. So I mean, now the question is, they really have to play around this on Otaku's side. They're going to have to spread thin. They're going to really have to spread themselves out, but it's going to further play into the hands of Sugar Rush to be able to allow them to fully bunch in as a unit and go in aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, if it's going to happen at any point in the fight, I mean, at least it's right before the fight happens, I guess. But just really hard for this next fight coming up here as we're getting back into it. They're going to be pushing in 6v5, and Sugar Rush just have the advantage.
Absolutely. And look, since they are basically a 1-5 character against the cap, they're at 75%. Since you have the EMP and the Graviton Surge, they're going to throw it out right away. But there's Graviton EMP.
Noisy Caribou goes down along with Light Rose, and Sugar Rush aren't able to capitalize there.
And look at Rain coming back on the Moira. I think that's a very good pick. It's late in the game. You need a high healing output. You're not going to have the defensive support ultimate. And you want to make yourself harder to pin down from the Sombra and the Doomfist and everybody else on that Sugar Rush lineup. That's a great mid-game adjustment by Rain and Otaku.
Yeah, fantastic call. The healing output from Moira, at this point in the fight is going to be massive. And, considering the 75 to 75 right now, Sugar Rush are pretty much in last fight territory, going along the outside, trying to push in as quick as possible. They're able to get the stun in. However, big EMP from Lays. They're able to get 2 massive picks on the Yojak and Panda. Continue to push in, and it looks like Sugar Rush are going to be able to take this fight. However, Light Rose does go down.
I believe going and meeting them over in that doorway was a misplay. The more ideal setup would have been to wait on point, let them come to you, beat the defensive team because they have the EMP and you don't have a support ultimate. So let them come to you, spread yourselves thin on the point, and make it to where their Sombra can't really get a completely viable, optimal EMP. Instead, they all just rally around to that doorway and meet them there, and then they give Lays an easy 4-man EMP.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the ultimate economy here, Sugar Rush are at a clear advantage. Are they going to be able to capitalize? That shatter is going to be massive in a second here. Are they going to be able to get anything out of it? A big sound barrier comes out. Guac gets down Panda. However, the EMP does come out from Wa. But it looks like Sugar Rush are going to be able to continue to go forward here. Light Rose with a massive shatter, even after Graviton surge there. I Will Deliver is down over the focus fire from Sugar Rush. Dali's super low. Are they going to be able to get him? They do. He's down. Looks like Yojak's down next here too. Absolutely massive defensive hold here from Sugar Rush.
Absolutely. I mean, the sound barrier was used a little bit earlier from Key Limes. You know, using it in more of an aggressive manner, not a defensive one. But it's not something you can do when you're going in like that. You didn't really need to use it right there. Instead, you know, they're able to come in with the Meteor Strike from Guac, and now they had no answer for it, which immediately allowed them to get the pick and snowball into the rest of the fight.
Yeah, and just to think, you know, Otaku were up 2-0 just 2 maps ago, and now Sugar Rush is sitting on match point. Looks like they're going to be switching to the Pharah with Lays being there, while Otaku's going to be coming out with a May Goats composition.
Now, this is a little bit of a better pick. I mean, obviously, you have the Doomfist coming in, and it's really going to make it to where if you run this May, the Doomfist has to be a lot more careful. If they use their cooldowns in a very unwise manner, you can quickly get them isolated. But now they're going to switch to the Tracer, but it's basically the same thing. The Tracer is going to be bracketed a little bit by this Brig and this May. Now, as I say that, they're going to swap. lots of swapping coming in from.
They're back to it. You know, Lays with his signature hero being Tracer. He's always in the back line, able to get a lot of damage done, especially on the heroes like Zen, like Lucio. They're able to, you know, really capitalize from that. The dive here is going to be crucial for Sugar Rush. It looks like even though that you know, Otaku's on the point here, it's going to be very hard for them to take.
Yeah, a little bit of a divey setup. You know, you get the Winston Diva, you get the main supports, you get the Tracer and the Pharah. And if you look, this is such a difficult comp for Sugar Rush to be able to break down because they have the Reinhardt, they have the May, they have the Brig. They're so tanky, and they get point presence, they get control of it. And now, how are you going to push into this with this composition?
It's very hard. All Otaku need to do is just stay within these 4 walls and, you know, force Sugar Rush to come in. Although there's a massive purple from Sugar Rush, I Will Deliver again with a huge nade. Light Ray is able to take down Panda. Guac does go down during the barrage. However, they're able to get a couple more picks even after that res, and, you know, Otaku's going to continue to hold here.
Yeah, it was a really good sound barrier from Key Limes. It came in about right on time for that barrage. And so Guac only got herself with that barrage. And now it's going to be on Rain to get this Transcendence up in time.
Yeah, it's important here for, you know, Otaku just to remain, you know, together as that cluster, force that Blizzard out, and, you know, get as many picks as early as possible.
And I want to see if Lays comes in with this Pulse Bomb. I think that's the thing to watch here. They have the Valkyrie, but now he's going to swap over to the Junkrat. A bit of a late pick. They're already at 50%.
Yeah, you know, it's very crucial here with just the Primal Rage from the side of Sugar Rush with the Valkyrie. It's important to, you know, get as much value from it as possible. Light Rose continues to kind of go in solo here. The Diva's not there to kind of eat that damage and get as much, you know, support out of it. However, that purple comes into Panda. Panda does go down. Huge shatter here from Yojak. Light Rose goes down. It's still a 5v5. A nice pin from Yojak, able to try and force down this Diva, get her out of mech. They're able to, and, you know, continuing to hold this point here.
Yeah, now it's just a cleanup coming in from Otaku, and now this is a tragedy for Team Sugar Rush because it's already going to be one fight. You know, he does not have the Riptire up Blaze. Guac does not have the Barrage. You're only coming in with a Self-Destruct and a Primal Rage. They didn't get a lot of value out of that Valkyrie because the team was so split. And now they're really on the back foot coming into this. It's desperation time for them.
Here comes out the Blizzard from Otaku, trying to get as many as possible. It looks like they're going to be able to hold it. What a pin from Yojak, able to take down the Far. However, Lays does get a nice pick on to Yojak. Noisy Caribou eats the grab. However, the mech does go down. Big purple from Otaku. Wa and Dali are super low. However, that looks like they're going to get the heals. Able to cut Sugar Rush off. Otaku's going to hold this point.
Yeah, it was really just, it was over by the time they picked their team compositions, really, because there weren't really a lot of swaps. The health pool coming in from Otaku was just too much. What Sugar Rush were running was more of a divey setup. It's designed to jump onto a very vulnerable target and burst them down quickly and then go one by one. But when you have a team comp with the Brigitte, the Mei, the Reinhardt, the Zarya, who are you really going to jump on there and not get punished?
It's very hard to do that, and this very fitting for the last for map 5 to go to map 3 here, especially with what these teams have been doing. Looks like Sugar Rush is going to be pulling out that Reaper bunker again, and they've seen success on 2 maps so far. Why not try it on a 3rd?
Absolutely, this one's going to go the distance, and I really think this one really could fit them if they can force the fight on point. Because look at Otaku, they are not changing anything. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to fight on the point. They don't want to have, a soldier or another hit scan hero up on the rafters firing from a distance. They want to fight up close and dirty. It's exactly what Sugar Rush has the Reaper for.
I'm not gonna lie here. It's very questionable to keep running this Mei. It's easy on that last point to hold it just because of how tightly and how confined that point is. Where here it's the complete opposite. As we see, Laze is able to take down Yojak. However, I Will Deliver and Guakdu go down. Ryuji Caribou picks Panda. Light Rose goes down, and they're able to get the res on the Light Rose. So it looks like Sugar Rush is going to be able to take the first point here.
Absolutely, and it really did come down to having that Reaper in the front line, that high damage, and the Mei was not with the team. The Mei was isolating I Will Deliver over on the side, so they didn't have the ability to have that Mei to isolate a target and try to get somebody off the freeze.
Yeah, and as we see, Laze already has that barrage, and very questionable to keep running that Mei, and as we say that, they switch off. They have to have a counter for Laze. He's just been absolutely shredding that back line as we see Otaku switch over to a bunker comp here. It's very hard to break a bunker comp when you already have the point, especially when you're running a bunker comp yourself.
Exactly, and I like what they're doing here. But the boot coming in from
I Will Deliver comes full circle here, and Ilios absolutely changed the course of that fight with just the boops on Well. We're able to see that again, and Otaku are forced to retreat.
Absolutely, where they were going to stage up was a really good idea to not play into that Reaper, to try to get their shield down and do a lot of damage from a distance and then go in on them. But I Will Deliver doesn't even give them the opportunity with the boop.
Just look at I Will Deliver here, up completely on the high ground again. It looks like Otaku are kind of learning from their mistakes and rotating to Sugar Rush's side. However, I Will Deliver is going to be going around there, looking for the boop again. Very high barrage from Laze, not able to get anything and gets picked right away from Wah. I Will Deliver goes down to Dally. Yojak is able to pick off Sidereal. Looks like they're going to be able to flip the point here.
Yeah, but it's a peculiar position to try to use that barrage, and they are going to give up this point. And now the question is, do you switch off this Reaper when it comes to Sugar Rush? Because now you're going to try to really aggress into this team with the McCree, with the CC ability, with the Pharah to be able to boop you and deal damage from afar. And they are going to swap onto the McCree. I think that's a great swap.
There's no doubt in my mind, either a McCree or a Widowmaker would have been perfect there, and actually see the Ashe instead. Guak's best hero actually is Ashe. So being able to see this and how, shots are going to come in and potentially Bob changing a fight, it's important for Sugar Rush to really push in. What a boop from I Deliver. Absolutely changing the tide of the fight again. A 5v6 and another one from Laze. Able to get down Yojak, and it looks like they try and get a boop onto the Lucio. Doesn't get anything there. However, they separate out the Lucio from the side of Sugar Rush. Guak picks out Rain. Looks like this point's going to be flipped again real quickly.
It was such a wise position before they got onto the point. They set up around where the staircase is, that first one going down onto it, and they were able to get Panda to try to walk over to the side of the point to try to find a hook angle, and that enabled I Will Deliver to be able to go in and get an easy environmental kill on him and help snowball that fight. And now he gets a double melee.
What a play from I Will Deliver. Absolutely continues to show what he can do on this Lucio. Hands down, his boops, his melee kills, his healing output has been fantastic. With Sugar Rush here, they're going to be able to pop the Valkyrie and the whole hog. Otaku has to take the fight to them. Looks like it's going to be last fight territory here. Are they going to be able to hide behind the shield? Wah gets 2 Laze and Guak goes down. They're going to get a res off from the side of Sugar Rush. A little bit questionable. However, Otaku continue to invest all their ults. They use their High Noon, their Barrage, their Valkyrie, and their Supercharger. They're only going to have their whole hog, and then they're beat halfway through this fight. Sugar Rush are going to be able to push forward here, especially with the ults coming out from Laze and Guak soon here.
Right, it was kind of desperation time for Otaku. You know, you don't want to potentially save that ultimate and take it to the grave and lose the game. They use everything except that whole hog, and now keylines. He's got to quickly hit somebody. He's got to do some healing. He's got to get something, but they get the boop!
Big boop on the Light Rose, and if it's not Sugar Rush, you have to completely defeat. However, Lays gets 3. It's a 3v3 at this point. However, Rain's going to get the healing. Lays and I Will Deliver go down. Sugar Rush needs to back up here, and a very questionable Bob usage. However, you know, they are purple with the healing. Rain takes down Sidereal. Sugar Rush are staggering themselves. Very questionable there.
That's rude. That's just keylines.
Yeah, Sugar Rush are gonna have to be fighting this fight down here with just the with just a few players on point, and it's gonna be hard for them to do that. Nothing comes out there from the high noon. However, Waz able to really push in. However, Light Rose gets slow jack. Sally goes down. Rain goes down. Light Rose does go down. However, they get keylines. The supercharger's down. It looks like Sugar Rush are gonna take this fight.
Absolutely. And is anyone going to be able to touch? No, it's a clean team wipe. Yo Jack desperate to the hand. There's no way he's going to be able to get it.
It's complete Sugar Rush. Get the reverse sweep. What an absolute series that was. From down 2-0 to not, to be honest, not looking like they had a chance, to Sugar Rush completely flipping it around, showing what they can do when they have their DPS completely popping off.
Looking plumb lost at halftime, completely switching it back around, really finding their momentum and their morale and switching it back around. They go into this final map. They finally go back to what they've been utilizing to get these wins, and they're able to make it stick.
Yeah, again, Sugar Rush showing what they can do when they have those DPS comps. However, I Will Deliver absolutely winning fights that last map, showing what he can do with that Lucio, with those boops.
Yeah, in that final fight, it really came down to Guac. You know, she was able to go up around the side with the Ashe, and they were get kind of like that pincer presence. She was over where the Mega is, and she was able to rain so much free damage over from their right-hand side. And everybody else on Sugar Rush, they were able to pick up the kills.
Yeah, absolute, you know, the focus fire that wasn't there at the beginning completely turned it around. Sugar Rush showing their comp flexibility, how their teamwork really works together. Lot of fun there to really watch Sugar Rush turn it around and show what they can do. But again, if I'm Otaku, I'm not disappointed with that, you know, series there.
No, not at all. They played so well for being a team that was down on the SR disadvantage and for having a lot of new players in their lineup, showing that they're still a very strong team and a force to be reckoned with this season. And now Sugar Rush, they're going to move on to play Alt F4.
Yeah, you know, next week you're going to be seeing Sugar Rush versus Alt F4, along with a couple other matchups here. You know, have any questions, definitely go into the Discord. It's under the preseason tournament tab. Both brackets for the upper division, which is Harmony, and the lower division, or sorry, the upper division, which is Discord, and then the Harmony tier as well, showing what the teams can do. You know, with Sugar Rush playing Alt F4, and then Meteors playing sorry, who they Frantic Lava Cats. That's right, I think. But you know, the Discord tier, it's looking to see a lot of action in these two semifinal matchups coming up.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a great game going up against Alt F4. The last time they played, Jet was really popping off on main tank, and I really look forward to seeing that main tank battle when they play.
Yeah. Again, well, thank you for tuning in, everyone. What a fantastic series here for Sugar Rush against against Otaku. You know, for specs here, Vela, sorry.
Beg your pardon?
Yeah. Any closing remarks here? Sorry.
No, it's just been an absolutely incredible game. You know, everybody loves to see a reverse sweep unless you're on the receiving side of the reverse sweep. But this is about it for the Tranquility community. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Yep. Again, Iris Podcast, first one of the season is Monday at 8:30. Make sure to tune in. See you guys then.